Governor Tim Walz.
At a boisterous Philadelphia rally, Harris said, "All America deserves
a leader who will help unite our nation and move us forward."
The 60-year-old
I couldn't be prouder to be on this ticket.
The crowd roared with approval when Harris mentioned abortion and LGBT rights as a part of her freedom agenda. Ray Clugston, Washington.
GOP reaction to the choice, quite different. Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida says the Democratic ticket of Harris and Walz is not the answer for the country.
We do not need an America that represents the failed policies of San Francisco or the failed policies of Minneapolis. We do not need to see poop on the street and cities burning down. That is not a prescription for America.
Also at SRNnews.com, Republicans kicking off an investigation into Kamala Harris's handling of the southern border. Committee Chair James Comer said they want to understand Harris's role on what he called the worst border crisis in American history. The U.S. is sending Navy fighter jets to help protect Israel.
The fighter jets and a Hawkeye surveillance aircraft arrived on Monday. A squadron of Air Force F-22 fighter jets is also on the way. In recent weeks, Iranian-backed Iraqi militias have resumed launching attacks on bases housing U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria after a lull several months. A strike on a base in Jordan in late January killed.
Good morning.
Prompted retaliatory U.S. strikes. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
This is SRN News. An atheist group is going after a religious organization. SRN's Michael Harrington reports.
The Freedom from Religion Foundation has filed a formal complaint with the Internal Revenue Service seeking to have the tax-exempt status of the Catholic League revoked. The foundation accuses the League of dabbling in politics because of a series of social media posts that point out Vice President Kamala Harris's support for abortion and the LGBT agenda. The League says it has First Amendment rights and will not stop posting. Michael Harrington, SRN News.
A man's use of the women's locker room in a suburban St. Louis gym is prompting protests and calls for an investigation. St. Louis Post-Dispatch reports the guy joined the gym late last month. Now,
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
And an investigation by the state's Republican Attorney General. Time Jim says the man provided a driver's license listing him as a female, and a spokesperson said they don't discriminate.
Andrew Polanos, good morning, my lovely bride. Hello, Toothy little Z. Daniel, good morning to you.
By a ransomware attack, correspondent Charles Delatesma has more.
Can you get it on?
The prosecutor's office says a ransomware attacker has targeted the central data systems of the Grand Palais and other locations, some of which are hosting events for the Summer Olympics. The attack detected on
Good morning, 12.
was used by around 40 museums across.
I'm pretty handy around the house, but now that I have kids, I don't want to spend my Saturday installing a toilet or fixing an air conditioner. But thankfully, there's Home Advisor. Home Advisor helps me find the best home pros in my area to handle any kind of project. You can
Getting ready to go.
check their availability, even book appointments online. And what my wife loves most,
No, I'm good.
Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Go to Home
I got a rough morning.
Download the free app to get started.
No, I'm good. Good morning. Good morning. First day of school for some. And Chambers County, they've already had it in Coweta here. Ooh, good deal.
What if I told you that this Domino's Perfect Combo is only $19.99? Shut the front door.
This will be a family.
It's Domino's Perfect Combo and it's all just $19.99.
Waking up. Gotta go. Here we go.
We're not just your bankers, we're your partners.
All right. Well, I'll leave that right there because I got to use that.
FDIC NMLS number 410611.
Arnold here from Coweta Force. Coweta Force is Newman's own addiction recovery support center. We exist to provide recovery support services for individuals and family members who
First day for
services for no cost.
the grandbaby. It's his first day.
Our website is www.cowetaforce.org or follow us on Facebook.
Are you looking for a reliable dental practice that not only cares about your teeth, but is friendly to work with? How about we get that bright white smile? You've appointment today with Most Valuable Smiles in downtown.
What's up, Randy? How you doing?
Exclusive deals. Call us.
Thank you for joining us.
623-0318.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Your home safe with home scan inspections. Our licensed and accredited professionals know exactly what to look for in order to prevent safety hazards and costly defects that may be found in your
All right, we're getting ready to hit it.
Termite inspections to ensure all areas are covered. Visit homescaninspector.com or send a text to 770-855-5678.
You ready?
Home Scan Inspections.
I'm ready.
Wishbone Fried Chicken
Oops.
is back in a brand new location.
Make sure you drop in your,
Jackson Street, Sweet Haven.
Randy, your morning devotion.
The best chicken around. Fish dinners.
Oh, they're coming to get me. They're coming to get me. They're coming to get me.
3 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Sweet Haven.
Oh, sounds like we had a good morning there, Randy.
Hey, sports fans. Weekdays, 3 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. Drive time on WQEE.
All right, we're getting ready to go on. We got Randy Rocky Cody with us this morning. We're going to talk a little rock and roll metal news, and he's going to talk about his latest report on Randy Rocky Cody. Good morning, Red Beard. Red Beard, how you doing this morning, my friend? Hello to everybody. Hello to Martin.
Of Atlanta's funnest sports talk right here on WQEE.
Now it's time to get ready to go on the air and say good morning to everybody. Talk to all of you wonderful folks. You. Here we go.
With recent comments by Federal Reserve officials easing U.S. recession worries. Boeing plans to make design changes to prevent a future mid-air cabin panel blowout like the one in that Alaska Airlines 737 MAX 9 flight back in January. The plane maker is working on design changes that...
This will be 1351. Why did it...
Uber's second quarter results beat Wall Street estimates on the back of steady demand for ride-sharing and food delivery services, sending the company's shares up 5% on Tuesday. Italian-American restaurant chain Luca de Beppo filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. This report on Bill Alexander in Washington. The views and opinions of this show.
Here we go. I think the fella's right about that. Welcome into period number 1. 3 period is nonstop play of sports, entertainment, and so much more. It's a weird Wednesday. We're going to get weird with it. No, not that kind of weird. We're going to talk some strange and unusual news. Also, Randy Rocket Cody from themetalden.com joins us this morning. His latest article. We'll get into that in the final period. But first, it's time to kick it on off. Triple H. Tell them who I am. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. You guys are in lockdown, inmates, with Ryan Neal and 50,000 plus of you worldwide, and actually 78,000 on the feed I'm looking at. We're going towards the RyanORadio media page. Earth, Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, iHeartRadio, Amazon Prime, and, of course, 99.1 FM, WQEE, the key, home of Southern Sports Inspiration Talk and more, Atlanta's real talk radio station, and the only station that's out there doing radio and got a real radio show on. And we're all on what we like to call the feed, the YouTube feed, and the Facebook feed. We're all sharing all over our Facebooks as well. Thank you very much. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. If I don't see you again, a very, very, very good night, everybody. And to all my haters, I got one thing to say to them. Take it. I am the man around here, and I'm on the internet written the man around here as well. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. I have not been able to confirm that as of yet, Martin. I'm still looking on that to see about the Olympic boxer, whether she really died. I haven't confirmed anything. Right now, I have no information saying that she did. So I have to look into that a little bit more. But I've been looking into it, and I haven't had any information on that, Martin. And the feed I usually use has everything. What's going on? The very afternoon. So yes. And I did some other research too, so I haven't found anything. So there you go. Good morning to Martin up in Washington State. Daniel, what's up, brother? He's over in Missouri. Yeah, he's getting ready for some SEC football action in a couple of weeks. That's right, his team. Randy, good morning to you. 12, good morning as well. Redbeard, that is the man right there. I appreciate him being with us as well. Andrew Plums, my lovely bride, saying like, subscribe, and share. Also, Little Z is in the house. Toothy, as some of you like to call her. Little Z, what's up, Little Z? Let's go back. I want to make sure I got everybody on 12. Did I say? Yep. Make sure I said hello to all of you fantastic folks. There you go. Good. I want to make sure everybody is acknowledged because, you know, that's what we do with our audience. We acknowledge them. Our audience can read for themselves and always give great advice. Say, check this out, and I always do, and I appreciate them. Unlike everybody else's audience who gets jealous of this show because they have to tell them, this is what's going on. You have to have toilet paper. And my audience is already like, well, we already know we have to have toilet paper. What? 12 indeed says, Mr. Dallas 1992 says, I think Jack the Ripper is truly the most interesting. There you go. I just saw something on that recently. I'll talk about that a little bit this morning. Since he disappeared to America and was never truly caught, but his crime was really, really bad. Yes, I have a great audience. That's right, Andrew Politis. I really do. Good variety of people bring me a good variety of information that I learn from them just as much as they learn from me. I love that. That's the one thing about the show. Good morning. Nobody, Richard, why you got to be so mean? He said, good morning, my fellow incest brothers and sisters. They're not. Good Lord. Redbeard be like, what did he say? Like, oh no, don't get into it. God bless you in Jesus' name. Be right back praying for you, Toothy. Oh. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. FYF Sports Debates. Good morning to you joining us. Richard likes to mess with us all. That's what he does. Yep. We're all from Noah's. Yeah, you're right. We all brother. We're all kinfolk. We all kinfolk somehow. The Black Death means what? All right, yeah, I can get into that. All right, we'll get into the redirecting me there, my friend. I appreciate it. Which of these most horrifying true events in record human history? Titanic sinking got 44% of the votes. Jack the Ripper, 0% of the votes. JFK's assassination, the 0% of the votes. And the Black Death was from 1347 to 1351 in Europe. Now, just to let you guys know, that's supposed to be 13, not 14. It was like, you know, the plague of, you know, basically they didn't have refrigerators and stuff back in the day. And what basically it is, you had a rat infestation. It caused a plague, and that was it was called the Black Plague, if you remember that from school. And that's what the Black Death is really the Black Plague. I just like using the Black Death name because it just sounds so heavy metal, especially since we got Mr. Metal Man coming on today too. The one morning show, the first Wednesday of the month, I get to do Randy Rocket Cody. He has information on Jack the Ripper, the Titanic sinking, the Black Death. He's got it on everything from Chris Cornell to Brandon Lee, everything, Chris Benoit, everything. So, and then of course we do a little rock and roll and metal news with him because it's one time I get to be heavy metal on my show. So there you go. Rats and fleas, right? That's exactly what it was. So there you go. Richard, I love all the fellow subscribers. We love you too, Richard. And Richard's that cousin you guys have that's going to pick on you. And he's going to pick on you, but then he's going to take up for you. Isn't that right, Richard? We appreciate you being with us, too. Martin's right. So I thought it was the black on black crime. No, it's not that. Black Death. Nope, not on that, 12. Ryan prayed for me and God healed me. Oh, yes, I did. The True Titanic. Yes. You must have read Randy Rocket Cody's. And we're going to take over at the beginning, of course, ladies and gentlemen. You must have read his article there. The True Titanic was never sank. The owner switched names with his other one, and I believe doing the research. Yes, got a few things there. Of course, it was destroyed because of a few things as well. And add that, I prayed for my lovely bride, and she's doing, look. Ryan has a hookup with God. Thank you. Did all my research back in high school like 12 years ago. Oh, now you're going to make me feel old, Mr. Dallas, 1992. But I heard other stuff about the Black Plague too, right? There was a lot to it. You know, it was just, oh, good Lord almighty. It really was. Share Bear 79. What's up, Share Bear? How you doing? You picked the Black Plague. Thank you, Share Bear. Good morning. What's up, Pat? How you doing this morning? Yeah, it's about, we'll say 15 minutes past the hour in the Atlanta market. We're at 74 degrees. The sun's trying to come out. We got more rain coming in because Hurricane Debbie does South Carolina this week. Yeah, I did that one for you, Richard. Hurricane Debbie's doing it. But anyway, so we'll talk about that coming in. We got a little rain, but nothing major right now. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things all. Michael the Guru exterminates and lays the smack down for you. Exactly, Anthropologist Debbie. That's what she's called, Hurricane Debbie. Then there's supposed to be one building up in the Gulf. Now another one behind that. What are we going to call that one? Ezekiel, Eric, Hurricane Jimmy, not far from that. What's up, Captain? Hot Buns. What's up, Hot Buns? How you doing, brother? Oh, yeah. Coming up this morning, we're going to talk about those giants in the Bible with our friend Randy Rocket Cody and the existence of him filling in his second article about them still being there. We'll talk more about that. And we'll also talk more about Mick Mars and Motley Crue. So you got to get my metal news on this morning. It's the only time I can get my metal news really on is when Randy shows up the first Wednesday of the month. Also, we're going to talk about this, guys. You're going to love it. We're going to talk about it. A man, well, you're not going to love this, but a 65-year-old man was found dead on a beach in Spain after he did some kind of black magic ritual. Also, this one's funny. The Conjuring, that movie, that show, the one that was loosely based on what supposedly happened in this farmhouse and everything. Supposedly a worker for the recent owner got fibbed on because he supposedly stole some money out of a cash box, supposedly, which he said he didn't. And guess who told on him? It was the ghost of the original. Oh, you better watch out. Grandma might come back and get you, buddy. Or grandpa. So there you go. We'll talk all about that. Plus, I'm going to talk about Jack the Ripper and the Mothman as part of the new Unsolved Mysteries segment from, what is it called? From Netflix. Ed and Lorraine Warren. That's it, Share Bear, and everything. Thank you, Martin. That's exactly right. Good morning, Crispies. How you doing this morning? He said, what's your favorite heavy metal band? Martin's right. Metallica. That's right. That's my band right there. Will always be my band. And then, I love all rock and roll and heavy metal music. I respect classic rock, of course, always the Rolling Stones. So, and Led Zeppelin. Those will always be and Pink Floyd, those three bands will always be the top bands ever. Yes, I share you're correct about that movie. Randy says black magic is a double-edged sword. You can harm others, but then they're protected by Holy Spirit if it comes back to the center. I think that would happen, Randy, in that situation, bro. I think that's what happened and what we're going to talk about coming up in just a few. Rush, I love Rush. Don't get me wrong. They're Canadians' best export is Rush. That and Canadian bacon. We are in our morning Metallica Exit Light. I do have a little bit of Metallica. I can play in the background. So there you go. All right, guys, let's take a look at this. One more time with the poll question. Which of these most horrifying true events in recorded human history? The Titanic sinking, which kind of felt like it was kind of blown up according to articles with Randy Rocket Cody, 29% of the votes. Jack the Ripper, he said he discovered who it was. And I told him, hey, they're looking for more information because Unsolved Mysteries at unsolved.com. If you got information, you can send over information about Jack the Ripper. If you got additional information, they want that. And I told him to send that over there. 12% of the votes, 12% going to JFK being assassinated, and Black Death, which is the Black Plague from 1347 to 1351 in Europe. There you go. I play a lot of Rolling Stones on my guitar. My favorite song is Jumpin' Jack Flashes, Gas, Gas, Gas. I've got guitar players in here. I got bass players in here. I got a banjo player in here. I play drums. We're just gonna put the RyanORadio Penitentiary band together. That's what we're gonna do. Got singers. Gonna have my wife get up there and sing too. We're just gonna have a good time. MoFast 1211. H.H. Holmes is the scariest. He's really scary. And Martin says Columbus died of syphilis. Yeah, that's a disease you get when you mess with hurricane. Never mind, I won't get into that. Miss Dallas said he's a drummer too, a little rusty. That's all right. We can have 12 drummers. Didn't Allman Brothers have 12 drummers? Yes, I do. I was a professional drummer. I played with Green Jelly. 12. Thank you for asking. Van Morrison. I love that band. There you go. Yes. Can you hear me knocking out? Yeah. If you don't love the Rolling Stones, I don't know. Maybe you're not American or something, even though they're from Britain. If you don't love the Rolling Stones, you're not American, guys. Come on. Even though they're from Britain. All right, 22 minutes past the hour. We got a couple of headlines we're going to pop into there, too. Van Morrison, I do love them as well. Thank you, Cher Bear, 79. All right, guys, we got a lot in store for you on the show. We're going to talk about the ghost, the original ghost owner telling on a worker for stealing at the Conjuring's real house. We're going to talk about dying of a black death, of a black magic. And like Randy said, you throw it off on somebody, boom, it comes back on you. We'll get into that. That's some of our strange, unusual news. Plus, I'm going to talk about Unsolved Mysteries. I watched that series, a 5 great series about that. You had murder, you had unusual stuff. It was kind of, wow. I'll tell you, it was pretty good. More like documentaries than the old, but I'm going to tell you, there was something cool. They had some of the original Robert Stack information in there. I'm going to tell you about that. So there you go. Give me Shelter. I love that song as well. So question from Beatles, thoughts on the fake Paul, a.k.a. All. Ooh, so question. Yes. Well, I hope there's no fake Paul. So there we go. Randy's going to be excited to talk about some Motley Crue news this morning. Like, everybody's rock and rolling this morning, right? That's right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. How he died in a car accident earlier in the band's career. Yeah, I heard about that. But, wow. Be unusual. Well, if this is a fake, this fake Paul actually is doing pretty good. All right, a couple of headline news for you to read for yourself on the WQEE page. We don't tell you what to think. We talk with you here at the RyanORadio Penitentiary. That's why you're all inmates. Vice President Kamala Harris selects Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as a running mate. Elon Musk says there's no choice for him to move from San Francisco to Texas. He confirms that on X, his move. At a rally, J.D. Vance and local family criticizes Harris on immigration and his big drug risk. That's a couple of things that's going on in the headline news that you guys can read for yourself. At least 24 were killed in a hotel fire in Bangladesh, ladies and gentlemen. The anti-government protest that set the fire happened just a couple of days ago, and there was a senior figure that had something had happened. So there you go. We'll keep you abreast of what's going on with that. Secretary of State is urging changes to X, I like to call it triple X, chatbot that shares election misinformation for both sides of the aisle and everything. They even sent, there was one guy named Grok, who sent out information about the ballot dead is passed in states in 2024. Alabama was one of them, Indiana, Michigan, Minnesota, New Mexico, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Texas, and Washington, according to that guy. So they're pushing for this guy not to be pushing this false information to destroy both sides of the aisle, which we don't really need right now because you know how that is. We get in here and do the real deal and got real. They do conspiracy theories out there. We do fact-finding missions in our radio. Fact-finding missions on the Rhino Radio Penitentiary along with my listeners. So. The Wandering Hippie says, good evening, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Good evening to you, brother. Hope you're doing very, very, very much well there. Thank you for being with us. Ms. Dallas says, one of the members came out and talked about his deathbed. Wow. Yeah. Randall has welcome Randall this morning. And like we said, we always give everybody their opportunity to have their opinions in the Rhino Radio Penitentiary. So that's what you inmates, you guys are in lockdown because everybody else don't want to listen to you. Because you're the only ones that make sense. That's why I say, read it for yourself. That's why I put it on the Facebook page. But here's where Randall, I say good morning to Randall. How you doing, my brother? Nothing much in the news about the Canadian border and illegal migrants coming from there. Wow. No, there's not much in the news about that, is it? Are there a lot coming from that area? Because I don't really know. And you point out some information towards me, and I'll go look at it for you for sure. Just like I did with Martin on the supposed information that he had heard, the information he had heard about the female boxer dying, and we hadn't found anything about that yet as well. But I'm gonna keep looking because you know me, I'm gonna dive deep in there to help you guys out when you have some information out there. And if it's not true, I'll tell you it's not true. And you're like, hey, that's why we depend on you, Ryan. And I say, I appreciate you guys that depend on you too. But yeah, I'm gonna check into that. I didn't even know anything about that, brother. So appreciate that. The Wandering Hippie, I have a fact-finding mission for everyone. Do it. Let's have it. Do it, Wandering Hippie. 27 minutes past the hour, still at 74 degrees, beautiful sunny skies in the Atlanta market. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. Mr. Dallas, 1992 says, did anyone recently see a video of the train of Bigfoot from the train of Bigfoot on the hill? Kind of blows your mind. I haven't seen that. I have to check. Martin said, been coming through Canada border since Biden. Really? Wow. I have to check into that. Thank you for doing that. They get a visa to Canada and catch a bus or taxi 300 miles from New York City. I can actually see that happening, guys. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. I'm gonna look into that. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense, guys. Thank you, Randall and Martin, for that information. The Wandering Hippie, last night when I finished work and got home, there was a patch of ground that was glowing for about 45 minutes. No moon, no other light source. Could it have been ladybugs? Hippie, it was a Bigfoot potty area. Oh. So glad your channel popped up on my feed. I'm subscribed. Thank you, Share Bear. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. Everybody's for everybody. What's up, Bali? How's it going, brother? Who gives us information about what's really going on over in Israel? Yeah. Anthony, how you doing this morning, my friend? Good morning to you. We appreciate you joining us on the feed and on the YouTube and right here on 99.1 FM WQEE The Key, home of Southern Sports Inspirational Talk, 78,000 plus on the Shoutcast. We're on the Rhino Radio media page, Earth Rock Radio, and all over the British Columbia Isles of Canada. Back in a moment, period number one continues the second half of this first period moving forward on this weird Wednesday. And we're going to dive into some weird and unknown, so don't worry about that. We're going to get weird with you. We're going to talk about the ghost of the original owner of the farmhouse where the Conjuring movie was based on. He told on a worker. That guy stole some money. That's what they said. That's what the current owner said. I don't know. We'll get into that. Plus, we're going to talk with Randy Rocket Cody from themetalden.com in the final period. We're going to get some metal news and Motley Crue news and some rock news. We're also going to talk about Giants of the Bible. We'll talk about, he's got his part 2 of that article on RandyRocketCody.com. Back in a moment. No, it's not an incomplete sentence. Please don't come on my feet and disrespect me. You just can't understand English. Please don't do that. The only thing that's messed up is I put the wrong date in there on the Black Death. Which of these most horrifying true events in record human history? Which of these the most horrifying? What's up? Well, of course, we don't disrespect me here. It's not incomplete. Everybody else understands. Almost like a glow stick spread in the area. Polly says, Germany beat who? Oh, gosh, awesome. They're going to meet Netherlands and men's hockey. Can you give me a state or a region, says Mr. Dallas. Eliza, good afternoon to you in South Africa. Good morning, Ryan, Navajo Nation, and well, the other NDN nations as well. Trolls aren't welcome. Sunny, South Africa, winter is getting weaker. Oh, it's getting weaker where you are. It's getting closer. We're getting close to fall where we're at, Eliza. Talk about the ships traveling, time travel, look into the Philadelphia incident. You talking about the Philadelphia experience, Mr. Dallas? That was supposed to be 1351, guys. I'm sorry about that. It just, I don't know why it turned into 1451, but that's what the Black Plague, Black Death was supposed to be. Sending it your way. Oh, you're sending winter my way? Eliza, thank you. We'll appreciate that. I learned more about that, the Philadelphia experience, Share Bear. Thank you, Share Bear. I think it is linked to the Ryan White story. Wow. You guys give me some interesting information. What about the Pearl Harbor attack day or stock market crash? Yeah, those were terrible. You're right, Bolly. Too, those were terrible. I just wanted to kind of fit today's question in with Weird Wednesday. I think that's kind of why I picked those 4. But the 2 you just brought up are exactly. And then the Philadelphia experience was one I should have put in there too. That was a weird one.
We're an independent agency with access to multiple carriers for home, auto, life, health, and commercial insurance. We're your one-stop shop for your insurance needs. www.insurewithellsworth.com 770-755-7053. We look forward to meeting you soon. It's scorching hot out there, friends. The best way to beat the heat is to stay hydrated. And Water Treat in Newton has got you covered.
He's got glowworms.
Swing by for quick and easy drive.
Are you sure, hippie, that you just didn't come home real late and you were just a little You didn't see the glow. You probably did see glowworms. Pete says, I say Black Death. H.C. Reese says Titanic. Ooh. There's a divide in your house.
Discussion, inspirational stories, and contemporary Christian music. So tune in to Let Go and Let God, Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE.
Stargate is real, says Martin.
Hello, everyone. This is the of a 45 Affair radio show where I play all vinyl 45s. You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM, Newton, Georgia.
Yes, welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. And to all the people out there, go ahead, listen. Yeah, we're talking. Everybody is talking about the most historic events in history. Which of these most horrifying true events in recorded human history? Which of these the most horrifying true events in recorded history? Titanic, 29% of the vote so far. Jack the Ripper, 7%. Black Death, 1347 to 1351. Europe, 46%. And JFK is getting 18% of the votes. Pete said his wife, he picks Black Death. And H.D. Reese picks Titanic. She had family working on the Titanic. Titanic's, Randall says, other people were bringing up, like Bali brought up Pearl Harbor attack. Also, several people brought up the Philadelphia experience, the Spanish, yes, that right there. So many historic moments. Stargate was brought up. Pearl Harbor attack, stock market crash, and so much more. I wanted to kind of make it into the weird. The Philadelphia experience would have been good in there too, but Mr. Dallas said, Martin, we need to talk more about, laugh out loud, I have a picture from Google Earth of the spaceship flying over Antarctica. Woo! The Wonder Hippie said, Mr. Dallas, you need to look at Pine Gap, Australia. Pine Gap, something else and everything. Is what real? All the information on here happened that were true events that I've got on mine there. So there you go. Now the Philadelphia experience was something that was kept secret. If you're asking, was that real? It was kind of kept secret. I don't know if it was real, but majority of people that were military say that it was something that was kept secret, but they knew about. So I don't really want to sit there and say it's not Bali, because I wasn't around and I was not in the military, but military people say it. So I have to tend to agree with most of the stuff that they come out saying that they've seen. I can't just say, oh, you're lying because they. So I kind of look at, and I've always kind of thought that Philadelphia experiences, I've always thought, time travel can be real because it is in the Bible. And that's one thing that's always kind of intrigued me in that situation, kind of being real. So if that's the question, there you go, Brother Bali. Captain Hot Buns, Operation North Woods. Don't worry about being quiet, little Z. You're just paying attention in class. Now, a couple other strange ones. Share Bears going Area 51. I've been to near that area. They get into lockdown, but have you heard also about Area 52? That's what Martin told us about. Everything. What Groom Lake is really about, something to do with the Great Lakes. Ooh, now that part is interesting too. There you go. Thank you, Martin, for dropping that in there for them. The people were interested. All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming up tomorrow morning is True Crime Thursday, and we're going to open the phone lines. I should have Jim H calling in. He's going to tell some scary true crime stories. I'm going to try to do that. We're only going to let certain people on because we trust them. Can't have what I had the other day, the debacle that almost got on the air. Superior Lakes. The Great Lakes have the most, according to our friend Wonder Hippie, said the Great Lakes have the most advanced ancient cities. The Superior Lake said Share Bear. Woo. Uh-oh. Latitude and longitude coming from Mr. Dallas here. Oh, wow. You guys are having a good time. All right, let's get back to it. We're going to talk a few other things about 20 minutes away from the top of the hour. Still 74 degrees, beautiful sunny skies in the Atlanta market. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control, summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Micah the Gru can exterminate and lay the smack down just for you. All right, let's see what we got going on here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Pete, for dropping in there too. How does Aries how does Aries what? God bless you and good morning. God bless you too, D. God bless you as well. What is going on? Oh, wow, guys, this just happened. I guess this just happened for California. News coming right in here this morning. Oh, my goodness. Top news coming in. It has to do with an earthquake. I'm going to get to this other news, but we'll get to Happy having a baby for one of the Bush daughters in a few moments. Here we go. Magnitude 5.2 earthquake strikes Southern California. This happened close to Bakersfield. I love Bakersfield. Actually, they said it happened late last night, going into early this morning, shaking the grounds throughout Southern California. The tremors hit the area about 9 p.m. And then it happened about 6 miles, somewhat 19 miles south of Bakersfield and 89 miles down south north of downtown Los Angeles, according to the U.S. survey. Also, it happened another time overnight. Two earthquakes within a few hours of one another. The Los Angeles Fire Department. Now, the second one wasn't as heavy. I guess it's the aftermath, whatever you call it. But usually that happens, maybe 10 minutes or less after the earthquake occurs. You have those aftershocks, but this was a few hours later. They said the earthquake mode, which hit a lot of neighborhoods and actually shook their fire department. No damage and injuries have been noted in the city of Los Angeles. The earthquake was felt by residents around Southern California, including Hollywood, North Hollywood, Santa Monica, the Valley, Woodland Hills, and a few other places, St. Clair. All the places you see on, what is it? Storage Wars? All those places. The aftershocks were magnitude of 4.5 or less. And it was followed by 31 aftershocks. Whoa, man. Pawn Stars, yeah. Well, they're in Las Vegas, so yeah. Wow. Let's find out who the government. Shadow government above all, says Mr. Dallas. Martin says, you guys don't want to know all this. Anyway, wow. The aftershocks are typically such an earthquake, typical earthquake. It comes from the area that's not seen an earthquake in more than 60 years. The magnitude of 7.5 earthquake struck that region in 1952, and aftershocks happened, and wow, 31 of them, and went into the overnight hours. Just think you had to have it going on all night long, guys. Hate living in Bakersfield. Lived there for 15 years, said Captain Hot Buns. Oh, you did? I've been through there and kind of liked it. That they did they had a store there where Stone Cold Steve Austin and Booker T got into like a brawl in a grocery store. But what was it? Just the earthquakes you didn't like? And the heat? What was it about Bakersfield you didn't like, Captain Hot Buns? I've been through it there a few times. I've enjoyed my stays, but tell me what it was, brother. That way, I don't think it's one of the greatest things in the world. Or it may be good and you just didn't like it. Oh, wow. We have a Bakersfield in Vermont. There you go, Share Bear. There's always one everywhere, just like a Springfield everywhere. Bolly says, I don't fear earthquakes less than 6. It's all okay for me. It's okay. 5.2. Hey, that's good. I'm just going to keep watching TV, says Bolly. I'm going to keep watching the Olympics. Mr. Jallis said, moved from Oregon to Missouri on July 20th. That's right. You got married too, didn't you? Oh, Lord. So, yeah, that's the news that just came in there this morning. Wanted to get that out for you. As we get ready to take a break, we're still going to have some strange and unusual news for you, so don't move away from that radio dial. We're going to talk about dog meat being banned. A dog meat ban goes in effect in South Korea. They won't be able to have great dinner. I mean, that Shih Tzu used to make the best spaghetti. We'll talk about that, plus murder charges filed in the death of Devonte Mitchell. Those are coming up for you on this edition of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Good morning, Amber. Miss Amber. Got to say good morning to Miss Amber. Thank you for joining us, Amber.
Excuse me? This is your wake-up call from Trifone Wireless. Okay.
There's another Coweta out west. Yep. I hope you're doing good, Amber. We appreciate you joining the inmates. Now you're part of the inmates, the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Good morning, night, afternoon, Amber. There you go, Liz. Little Z. Don't say Liz. Eliza. Woo! We're all inmates in for life. That's right, in life. But you're all inmates in for life here at the RyanORadio Penitentiary. For life. Too sweet. We have a good time in here if you're just joining us for the first time. We do poll questions. We listen to our audience. There's a big difference in other shows. We listen to our audience. They listen to me. If we disagree, we kind of come to an agreement. I love it. You're not going to get that anywhere else. They're going to be like, no. My way is the right way. Snooze Max, CNN, Fox, clickbait media. Remember, Coweta is an Indian name of a tribe here, correctly spelled. That's right, Coweta. And that's why we have the EC Indians, brother. Who are going to dominate on Friday? Sorry, Sandy Creek. Well, he says, what? What time do we get out in the yard? We're going to open it up for you guys to get out in the yard. Go ahead. At work and was scrolling, got my attention was the dog meat. Well, Amber, we'll talk about that for you after the break. That's one of the top news stories out there. It's not all just about politics. Yep, there was, Randall, and it's called Murder in Coweta County, and that was based on Lamar Potts, who Johnny Cash played, the sheriff, and Andy Griffith played a guy that was born in Chambers County, Alabama, whose mama met somebody in West Point, Georgia, who moved to Meriwether County, and he ran that county. John Wallace was his name, the one you're talking about, Randall, and John Wallace was in the Klan, and I was told by some elder statesmen around here, members of the Shriners Club. I was out talking to them one day as they were doing a fundraiser last month, and they grew up in this area, and they were telling me all about both these guys. They said majority of that movie was true. They said, but the way Johnny Cash dressed, that wasn't how the real Lamar Potts dressed. So there you go. Woo. It will be when these idiots start to draft. Ooh. We're talking about football draft, NFL draft. Don't smoke or you'll end up like me. Ha ha. Don't be smoking, young lady. So there you go. That's the short story of it there that Randall brought up. That's exactly. I'm in that, and we're in that where that was loosely based. We're not too far from where The Walking Dead has been filmed for years. Actually, downtown, many films have been filmed here as well. The House with a Clock in the Wall was filmed here. Couple of HBO supernatural series were filmed here. So, and right in front of the radio station, there was one that was filmed here many years ago. And then we're about less than 15 miles from where Chris Benoit killed himself and his wife, supposedly killed himself and his wife. So there you go. A lot of history here, a lot of stuff here. At least in my area, it is. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Thank you very much. Pet Cemetery was built here too. All right, Amber joins us this morning on the feed, and she said what caught her attention as she was scrolling through was I'm talking about South Korea and the banning of the dog meat. We'll get into that. Okay, Toothy. Sorry. I don't smoke. I have bad lungs. That's right. You got COPD. I remember. I was just like, don't do that either. It's not good for you either way. But we'll pray for you, young lady. I've been praying for you. Pete Davis from the area is dropping in all the movies that have been here. Double tap the screen to like this channel. Thank you very much. Randall said, I enjoyed the miniseries Justified. That is a pretty good miniseries. All right, this one's for you, Amber. This is a hot top news story of the day for one of our new listeners. Top news story. In Seoul, South Korea, landmark law that's banning the dog meat industry, where they're going to lose money. Oh, my goodness. And South Korea took effect as of today, starting the final countdown for an age-old practice that has failed deeply out of favor in that country because the young folks are like, I'm not eating dog. I'm a vegetarian. The law passed at the beginning of the year allows for 2.5 years grace period as dog farmers and restaurant owners transition to the new businesses before the final deadline date of February 2027. It's really rough it's really rough. It really is. Kevin, don't worry about it, brother. Some people have hangovers. You know what's good for that? I don't drink, but you know what's good for that? More drinking, brother. Kevin says, I woke up drunk. Please forgive me. Yeah, we need to have a movie tour in this area, of course. But at this point, people that are violating the law will get up to 3 years in prison and fines up to roughly $23,000 if they butcher any kind of dog. So that Shih Tzu that you put in your spaghetti over there is not going to be allowed anymore. But you know, a lot of kids are just vegetarians now. Kevin says, I'm on it now. I'm on it. There you go. I'm just trying to help a brother out, man. Come on. That's what we do here. We support people and whatever they want to do. V8 will straighten you out. I don't know why, Bali. That's what they were doing for years, brother. I don't know. I've eaten strange meat before. I'm Filipino. That's right. I'm not going to say anything, poopy pie. But South Korea is starting to knock it. Maybe that's why they always fought with North Korea. North Korea, like Kim Jong-un's like, oh, I may be dictator, but we don't eat dog here. No dog up here. The best burrito I ever had was made with horse meat, Randall said. Well, I'm not going to say anything against that. People eat a lot of things. I thought it was weird. I grew up in the South. I thought it was weird. People always ate rabbit. And then one time, guys, I judged the contest where they made all the food out of rabbit. and I was a judge and I was representing the radio station. And I was like, man, I got to eat rabbit. And I ate rabbit and dumplings. And it was the best thing I ever tasted. I was like, Bugs Bunny is good. The Easter Bunny is good. I was saying all that the whole time I was eating. Everybody was like, God, shut up now. I said, this is good. Can put a little hot sauce on it. It's really good. Eating fish eyes. Well, that's not strange. People pie. That's not really strange. People, that's a kind of a delicacy. Eating snails too. And bison's good. Bison is not bad. I think it is. Don't eat people though. That's cannibalism. I know, but we've had people do that before too, but not us. The best part of a larger fish is the cheek meat. Oh yeah. I had a buddy catch shark down in Florida and bring it back before we moved to Florida years ago. And I've ate shark, so shark is good. Fish eggs is caviar. That's right. Fish eggs are caviar. You got snails. So people eat a lot of weird things. But dogs, come on, dogs. I love that the kids are more vegetarian over there now in South Korea. They're like, no, we're not going to eat the same thing grandparents ate. You are disgusting. Now it's illegal there. Squid. Is that what it was? Squid, what you put in there? Rocky Mountain oysters. That's normal there, Martin. I hear you. Martin says, how about bull balls? I don't know about that. I ain't never done that before. I don't think I ever will. I don't have the bull balls to do that, guys. Sorry. We're talking about strange and unusual food. It is Weird Wednesday. Come on, it is Weird Wednesday. So now they're going to, if you violate that over there, the government will offer packages for dog farmers, butchers, and restaurants who submitted a plan to close or transition their business, according to South Korean agriculture minister in a press release. There you go. It's going to be rough on a lot of those restaurants and butchers over there because they won't be making a lot of. They're going to get bit, and they're going to bark because they're going to get bit with money, no money. Trying to do something with dog stuff. I'm sorry, guys. Bear is a terrible greasy, says Randall. Black bear is not bad. Wild pig, dude. Wild pig, I've never had. I think wild pig would be good, you know. There's a lot of bacon. Oh, it is the strange and unknown, ladies and gentlemen. Right, I was 5. I used to eat plastic and drink paint. Well, that's not that strange compared to some of the other stuff out there. So kids do the darndest things, as they would say. Surprised nobody has said human meat yet. I hope not. If they do, then we're going to have to get them out of this feed. People by say, and cat. My grandpa ate dog when they were in the internment. After Pearl Harbor when they were locked up, and cat. I'm sure that was the only thing they could find. I'm sure it wasn't like a delicacy for him to go, I'm really going to eat dog and cat because I want to. It's probably because he was in prison there. 1970s plane crash all over again. There you go. Exactly. Share Bear. Randall full of worms and parasites like wild pigs. There you go. I hear the bell ringing. That means I better shut up and let the news take over and everything back in a moment. Stay with us. Uh-oh, we already got one. He's on Grim One says, survival. Shit, I'll eat humans if I had to. There you go, Amber. I think that was the one that called for Amber. I think you're the one that said you're surprised. We just had one say it. Cricket cookie sandwich and alligator tacos. Oh, well, that's alligator. Yeah, no. Crickets, I don't know about. But people have had chocolate crickets. Out in Nevada, when I lived there, because I lived in Nevada, lived in Florida, lived there a lot of different places, traveled the country, bands and stuff. Those don't know I played with the band Green Jello back in the past. But anyway, what's funny is they have suckers out there with scorpions and crickets and stuff in them you can buy. And you once you're done with the sucker, you actually can eat the cricket or the fried grasshopper, said Share Bear. Sea urchin. That don't sound too bad. Can I move from Grimm cell block? Yeah, we'll move you out of Grimm cell block. We got it. He's in his own cell block. We got one of them masks on Grimm, like the way Hannibal Lecter. Since this is the RyanORadio Penitentiary, you guys are inmates. If I run out of food, my neighbor might look a little good, says Amber. I love it. I love it. We'll have to start putting the mask on, like the mask they put on Hannibal Lecter on you guys to start talking about eating people. Got to keep you out of the main population of our inmates. I know someone who lived next to a crematorium and thought the smell was barbecue. Apparently, Americans obsessed is to blame, of course. Oh, wow. So maybe that person just ate a lot of barbecue in their life and they just smelled like barbecue when they were being cooked. Barbecue human. Put a little hot sauce on, a little barbecue sauce on it. Yeah, I think they are bad for you, Randall. Grim One says, I'm getting bored of this Raymond Toppin. Give me some tainted meat. Ooh, tainted meat. That sounds like a song. Tainted meat with kidneys. Couple of kidneys. Put a little hot sauce on it. I smell bacon. That's not bacon, honey, says Share Bear. I don't know. Amazon has the mask. Now we're talking, says Grim. Yep. Kidney beans. Wow. Martin, I don't eat bugs. Me either, Martin. Somebody might get mad. I kill bugs. We are a murderer. Oh, Lord. This has been the best discussion all morning. The Chinese have started building a full-scale bug factory in Decatur, Illinois. For real, Randall? Ugh. Mule jerky is good. Like to have some more. I'm never ever going. My hunters out there, I want all my hunters to know this. I'm not very big on venison, aka deer. It don't taste good to me. But I'm never gonna let anybody make fun of you guys ever again for shooting deer and eating it. Like, because some of the things that's been said in here, I'm like, what? Deer's normal. Crazy folk. On this news story, is funny about the dog meat being banned. It's got a picture of a dog in a cage, like you see on that commercial where in the arms of an angel, where you feel sorry for him. It's funny how they got it. Devonte. I've never bit the heart at all. The EV battery factory goes up in where? Oh, wow. I came to play too, ladies and gentlemen. We're having a good, weird Wednesday this morning. 78,000 plus of you on the Shoutcast, shout it out loud. Across the RyanORadio media page, Earth Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We're across there with Real Radio and Internet Radio. British Columbia, Isles of Canada. Good morning, Helen and the crew up there. Also, 99.1 FM, WQEE, the Key, Real Radio for real people in Atlanta, inspirational talk and Southern sports. And right here on the show, on the YouTube page and across all of our platforms, social media platforms, we thank you guys for being with us. And we're having a great discussion. It is Weird Wednesday. It went from talking about some of the most horrifying history moments and strange history moments to we got into talking a few minutes ago, ladies and gentlemen, about the dog meat being banned in South Korea. That just turned it into what everybody was talking about eating, and we had to put the Hannibal Lecter mask on Grim 1 because he was like, "Hey, no, if I survive, I'm gonna eat people." And then Mr. Dallas said, "Hey, can you pull me out of this with him?" Yeah, I sure can. Oh, guys. I don't really want to repeat all of what's on the air because people are having the breakfast in some areas. But tasty, frying up them people meat. Smell like barbecue. The crematorium next door. Woo-wee. Put a little barbecue and hot sauce on it. Woo! Grim one says, yeah, bring it to me, man. Bring me a plate of that. Oh my Lord! Which of these most horrifying true events was most? Which of these are the most Which of these are the most horrifying true events in recorded human history? 24% say the sinking of the Titanic. 5% say Jack the Ripper, which both of those were news stories and articles put on by Randy Rocket Cody. We'll talk with him next period. Black Death, the Black Plague from 1347 to 1351 in Europe. 57% of the votes leading the votes right now, and 14% of votes going out to JFK. Yes, indeed. Assassination. We're also, ladies and gentlemen, got Randy Rocket Cody from themetalden.com coming up next hour. We're going to talk about giants from the Bible, and we're going to get you some updates on some of his other articles. And of course, I'm going to talk some metal news with him. It's the only time I get to talk rock and roll and metal. The first Wednesday of the month, I get to do that unless there's something going on that I talk about it. Amber says dieting. There you go. Little Z, I may be quiet. As always, I'm getting weak and I'm not leaving. Don't leave, Little Z. You'll be all right. We pray over Little Z this morning. Pray for the blood of Jesus Christ over her to take care of her in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. We pray for all of you guys. How about cow brains? We'll put a little hot sauce on it. It tastes good. I don't know. I've never had them. Yeah, they say they might have discovered who Jack the Ripper was. Yep, they say I was watching Unsolved Mysteries, and they had that as one of the ones they said, send in your information. And my buddy, Randy Rocket Cody, is going to be on with us next period. He has already investigated into that situation and come up with a suspect. So I told him to send his information over to him. Definitely so. We will have a little bit of murder charges for Devonte Mitchell. We'll talk about him here in just a few moments. Plus, we're going to talk about a dead man in Spain that was found on the beach after doing some black magic. Like Randy said earlier, you try to do black magic on a follower of Christ, he's going to come back on you 10 times fold. And what the heck is this? The Conjuring. You know, the Conjuring House, the movie. You had Ed and Lorraine. And they went in and they discovered, this particular farmhouse was haunted for many years and everything. We've heard the stories over the years and everything. So yes, well, I'm a follower of Jesus Christ, so I pray over everything, Amber. So God is not a subject off limit here. So I love him to death. So yeah, so it's all good. But anyway, the Conjuring House, which we've discovered for years, and this, that, and the other, they made movies about. Supposedly a worker by the name of Brian, we're going to talk about this in just a few, supposedly stole something from a cash box from the current owner. And guess who told on him? The original owner who's dead, supposedly. Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about that here. No black magic, only white magic. Oh, no, 12. Don't get into that. Poopybot says they found organic material inside a statue that links an artist that's been speculated to be him. Really? I have to look that up. We got some strange stuff. All right, guys, we know what it is. It's that time. Let's get some headline news that you can read for yourself. Then I'm not going to get into it because you can read for yourself. Because my audience, the inmates, think for themselves. I don't think for them. At a Philly rally, J.D. Vance, Senator J.D. Vance, local families criticized VP Harris on immigration as drug risk. Also, Kamala Harris, the vice president, select Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as a running mate. No choice, according to Elon Musk. I'm not really big on Elon Musk. He's got both sides falling for him. But the Triple X, yeah, because of that. That's what it is, the Triple X, the OnlyFans stuff on there. That's the problem I have with it. He said he confirms on Triple X that he's going to move from San Francisco to Texas, I think. So let's hope that that's true for his people that can work. It was a barber that did it, I think. Oh, Grim One, you're talking about Jack the Ripper. Yeah. They're saying it might have been a barber, might have been a doctor. According to my guy, it was somebody who was kind of knew what they were doing. He was kind of a doctor that was already doing things like that. So, and everything. And then I saw pictures of all the women of the night that they were showing on this Unsolved Mysteries. Just to let you guys know, I watched the Unsolved Mysteries. It's pretty good. They did some murder, somebody trapped in a basement. One was about Jack the Ripper, which was the coolest one. And then they had pictures of all these women of the night. And I'm like, you really had to be, I don't know how to say this, classy on the radio. You really had to be extremely excited to want to pay to go with these particular group of ladies, because they just, I'm like, well, I mean, really, did Jack the Ripper do everybody a favor in a way? These women look like you really would pay for that? Oh, I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, you guys know what I mean on that. Oh, wow. He was from Chicago, Jack was, says Randall. I have a complicated relationship with God and afterlife. I'll stay quiet. No problem. But we'll still pray for you, Poopy Pie. We always pray for even the ones that's not believers in here. We don't make everyone feel uncomfortable. It's all about everybody. But have you noticed in the inmates? All right, ladies and gentlemen. So there you go. But yeah, before I get into any news stories and everything, I do want to say I watched the Jack the Ripper one. I watched the Mothman one. And it was kind of weird. And they even had Robert Stack from back in the day in the old Unsolved Mysteries. They had some where he was talking over some. They were showing these people. He was showing these people that were talking back in the 80s about it, and in the early 90s about their encounter with it in the Chicagoland area and around Chicagoland area in Illinois. And then they had some recent people on there, and they were talking about what they saw. It was pretty good. And then they had one guy on there that was kind of I guess you would say, a paranormal investigator. He went out and proved that a lot of stuff was just people saying things, and there was this gigantic bird that was flying through Chicago. He wasn't saying that it was not the Mothman, but that wasn't the picture that they had. So it was pretty good. I mean, and I'm not telling you whether it's real or not real, because I don't get into all that. Because I'm an straight edge independent skeptic. For those that know me, it has to be proven to me, and there's been things that's proven to me. That's why I believe in the Bible, because I could definitely pray for you in it, and he does something. But anyway, getting back to other things, I let people make their own choices on that. But I watched it because it was interesting, and I watched it because I wanted to get other people's views, because that's just who I am. And desperate would be the word. Fill out the ugly free and hit every branch on the way down. Oh, that's me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit him going down Graham one night. That's not what you're talking about. I know you're responding to something else. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Bolly. Well, He says he believes in the soul. Awesome. Awesome. But there you go. So I thought it was interesting. I thought it was very interesting. The Mothman one. I thought, of course, they had one where a guy in Canada, his wife was murdered, and it was in Alberta. And so I watched that one. And it was like, in the end, I can't believe who did it. I'm not going to tell you. You have to go watch them if you got unsolved mysteries on what is it? Netflix, if you're going to check it out. So there you go. I'm not sure on everything else, Polly says. Well, to me, I have to present it to you and show you what a real follower of Christ is, and that's me. So, and Poopies, I believe I just feel like organized religion are like different fingers all pointing the same thing from different perspectives, and that the afterlife is not the heaven that most people believe. I think a lot of times, the response to that, it's like I do. I walk up in my church and go, "What's up, fellow sinners?" Because people just don't know that they're all sinners. But there's something out there, and believe me, I'm into the angel thing, and that's why the giant thing is coming up with Randy Rocket Cody, who I'm gonna tell you, he's a guy that's originally from Los Angeles. He's been investigating everything from the Epstein scandal back before it became, quote, released in January of this year, and then everybody stopped talking about it, all the way to deaths and the Pizzagates and everything. So he does a lot of different things. So he investigated into the giants from the Bible and everything. So So we're going to talk about that coming in the next hour. But yeah, I understand where you're coming from and everything. But like I said, my belief is real hard down that I believe in the follower of Jesus Christ. I believe in the man upstairs. And I know when I pray, think good things do happen. And I do pray over all of you, whether you believe or not. Because I thank you guys for being my supporters. You just don't know. You guys, everybody listens from Sweet Leaf and all the guys on Navajo Nation, they always ask me for a daily devotion. They always ask for one. Randy, I know you're in there. Pop one in for us. Always ask me for daily devotion, and they're not even believers. So I appreciate them too. Everybody everywhere. So it's just how I am. So, and Poopy Pie says she believes that heaven is more like a near-death experience accounts and past life. There is a lot of near-death experiences. I've had some of those people on my show that told their encounters. God connection is personal and per person and was nothing to do with religion and his practices. Share Bear. There you go. Eye of the Beholder. That's a great Metallica song too, as well. So there you go. Martin says, your soul is your body in the next dimension when you die. There you go. Crispy says, have you ever considered atheism or other religions at all? A general question. Well, a lot of times I don't really consider atheism is not really a religion. It's just people that don't believe in anything. So they don't believe in a afterlife. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in the devil. So I don't really call them a religion. I just call them people that have their own belief. And I've played in bands with people that are way different than me. Played in Green Jello guys out in California. Everybody had a different view. Some people believed in ghosts, some didn't. Some people believed in aliens, some of them didn't. So but I can say right now that playing in all these bands, every one of them defended me and my belief in Jesus Christ, which, I guess it's just love for brothers and sisters in bands, because they always band guys and bands always take up for one another. So I don't know. It's just maybe that's what it was. But in other religions, I don't put anybody else for what they believe down either. That's not being a follower of Christ. So, but like that, I've had a lot of great people with different experiences in my life that's treated me well, and I've treated them well. I think that's like with the mainstream media, with your politics, is the same thing. When the mainstream media tries to divide us on that and hurt us and everything. So that's what, I don't know what that is, Randall. Thanks. But those, Share Bear said, but those types will use God to experiment on you scientifically. Yep, that's true. People witness there's something seeing a light, and guess that's what we all go with. Well, they get a little closer, and to those near-death experiences. I don't tell somebody who has one that is not true and what they didn't see wasn't true, because I never had one, so I can't say that. You know what I'm saying? But I agree with you on that one life, man. There you go. I believe I need to donate blood, says Share Bear. Okay. But Trail says, I think atheists never seen spirits. Oh, okay. That could be what it is. Well, like I said, everybody has different views and different things in life. That's why I don't disagree when people start telling me about Bigfoot or UFOs or anything like that. I've never seen anything in my life on that. So, but I'm not going to take somebody's experience away from them or their near-death experience away from them. I like talking about it and learning from people, you know. And I don't mean that I'm the type of person who go, I want to talk about it and go, well, that's a crazy person, because I don't think so. I don't think people are crazy. Except for the QAnon people, but Molly says, if you read what? You're done. Share Bear. Amber, you're still there? Hope you're still there as well, Amber. Share Bear says, I had a head-on collision and I know what I saw was real and I shouldn't have survived. God bless you, young lady. If that's what you are, lady, I hope you are, Share Bear. I think you are a young lady. God bless you. Some people are reborn again and remember their past life. I think some people have said that, yeah. Well, this is Weird Wednesday. You guys are taking it in a whole different direction. I appreciate that. Okay, just want to make sure you were there, sister. Poop Pie, read the what? Oh, yeah, you're giving information there. There you go. I appreciate all you guys and your opinions and everything. There you go. I love it. I love it. Got to say congratulations going out to Jenny Bush Hager, who's with Today with Hondo and Jenny. She's a co-host there. She is one of the two daughters of the Bushes, and her husband are having another child. They already got a 11-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 5-year-old, and there's one on the way. Fun when you have kids, especially when it's back to school for them and everything. Just had to say that for him. Pete says he wants to go see you, Martin. Y'all gonna hang out together? I enjoy learning theology. There you go. I love it too. So there's a lot to it. There it is. 4 Milwaukee hotel workers are facing felony murder charges for killing an unarmed man about 2 months ago. Devonte Mitchell died June 30th, I should say, after being restrained by security guards at a city's hotel. His death has ignited the community outrage with some protests as well. The Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office filed charges Tuesday against the employees who were identified as Todd Allen Erickson, 60, Devon W. Johnson Carlson, 23, Brandon LaDaniel Turner, 35, and Hubert T. Williams, 52. Arrest warrants have been issued, and prosecutors are going to have charges against these 4 men. The charges will be filed after the medical examining office determined Friday that Mitchell's death was a homicide, which was based on the results of an autopsy that showed the death was from being strained and effects of cocaine and methamphetamine that was intoxicated. So we'll keep you abreast of what's going on with that news story as well. Woo! Wow, it is terrible, isn't it? People do things, terribly do things. And we're just going to keep on hurting people because we don't like them, because they're different than us. Instead of calling the police and letting them do their job, we won't get involved and do something. I mean, I don't know. Maybe their police wouldn't do anything. I don't know. But these 4 men, in a statement last week, I guess the security guards, lawyer said, accused Mitchell of entering the hotel and causing a disturbance, resulting in altercation as they escorted the 43-year-old man from the building. So we have to get both sides of the story. That's what we do here at the RyanORadio Penitentiary in lockdown. But you still needed to call them. That's what we're talking about this morning, Randall. We got a part 2. What Randall just brought up, ladies and gentlemen, the giants in the Bible. We're going to be talking about that this morning. Woo! Yeah, that's going to be a good one. That's going to be our hot topic of the day with our today's lesson with Randy Rocket Cody from themetalden.com. And that's coming up after the top of the hour. Still got a couple other news stories I want to get into that are strange and unusual. Curtis, how you doing, my brother? Good morning to you. My friend in radio, I'm just dropping in and giving you a big thumbs up. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Good morning to you as well. And we're having a great discussion in the feed. I love your guys' discussion and everything. So there you go. There you go. All right, let's see. We got all the news. It is the news. I think I dropped that in there. Drop that in there. Oh, yeah. Here's a funny one. You want to get some odd news here before we take a break? All right, 26 minutes past the hour, 74 degrees, beautiful sunny skies. Rain is coming in forecast from Hurricane Debbie as she's doing South Carolina right now. We got time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. Rain in the forecast later this week as well. Oh, LA resident's doorbell cam captured a video in a late night hour over the weekend. And it was kind of scary because, hey, boo-boo, Yogi the Bear and his 2 friends, the coyotes, 2 coyotes from the Roadrunners showed up at the door. I guess they were in the back trying to get some food and everything. This area is known, this part of LA is that this resident's living in is known to have a lot of bear sightings. But old Yogi and the coyotes showed up. Hey, boo-boo, you can't come on me. Get the coyote with his little sign. He's going to come hang out with me, boo-boo. Oh, wow. Fallen angels. There you go. We're going to talk about fallen angels one morning. We'll do that one morning for sure. You guys get to give some great topics I want to talk about. So there you go. Hey, boo-boo. Here you go, boo-boo. All right. Which of these most horrifying true events? Which of these the most horrifying true events in record hit human history? 24% of you are saying Titanic and the sinking of it. Jack the Ripper has 7% of it. Black Death, 1347 to 1351, 54% of the votes. And JFK is getting 15% of those votes. Amber says, good subject, just went over giants and the flood in Bible yesterday. Awesome. Now, Randy's going to be a little different with his, even though he's going to be reporting it on it. And he's got a second one coming out. The first one was a report in a park where supposedly eyewitnesses spotted a giant standing outside a cave in a park here in the United States. I think it was out there. Actually, it was probably close to Washington State and those places. I don't remember exactly where it was. So there you go. But that was the first report. I don't know what the second report entails yet until we get him on the air. Soldiers from Afghanistan region, according to Randall, have countered and recovered a red-headed giant from the mountains there. Its body was taken to the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. Wow. Yeah, Amber, really, that was reported at maybe a year ago. It was like in a state park, the one that Randy had reported on. You know, of course, we let Randy get on, and he's a journalist. He looks into different things, so he's doing that. Come on, 12. Stop being like that, brother. If God created all, how is there what? Heresy in his creation? There isn't. Now you're talking, wait, I'm getting confused. We're talking about giants and right, Stop, Ryan. The feed is confusing you. All right. Randall said the Giants had 6 fingers, or the ones you're talking about going to the Air Force Base in Ohio. Yes. And everything. So, wow. A redheaded giant. Well, I mean, we do have the Big Show, Andre the Giant, and people like that are giant human beings too. So there's probably some people that there's still some giant stuff there. Now, I don't even know what that means, Bolly. They're on top of what? 2 rows of teeth. Ooh. Randall, I appreciate you giving us some information there. This is Weird Wednesday. We're getting weird with it. A lot of weird stuff going on this morning. We're talking about. All right, back in a moment. Stay with us. You just giving me more and more stuff, and then when I suggest our brother man to look into it, it's just gonna make Randy have to do more work besides keeping up with all the metal stuff on the metalden.com and all the bands. He's got to keep up with all this other stuff too. 3 eyes. Wow. Yep. I think Randall's, he heard about the Afghanistan giant they brought over to Ohio, he said. 12 says, I love redheads. I don't know if you'd have loved this redhead or anything, maybe. Is their third eye open? I have no idea. I don't even know. Ah, there you go, Amber.
Expert in Medicare, health insurance, and life insurance. Look no further than CP Financial. Meet Charmaine.
Aren't all soldiers usually declassified and forced to sign everything until they're really out, and then when they start talking about it, they're called what? Crazy. Told you. That's another thing. When soldiers start telling me something, I start kind of listening. That's what we're going to talk about this morning, Randall. You're going to love it. We got a part 2, and maybe he may even have this information. I got to look into it.
Have you been considering a career in real estate? At Keller Williams Real Estate Atlanta Partners, we prepare you to excel in your real estate career by providing award-winning training, family-based culture, and leads-and-race tools to build a business that lasts.
Could be your third party, but your third eye. There you go. Oh man, come on, really?
Shopping for insurance doesn't have to be stressful. I'm Christy, owner of Ellsworth Insurance, located here in Newton, Georgia. We're an independent.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Life health, and commercial insurance. We're your one-stop shop for your insurance needs.
You guys, yeah. Awesome.
7053. We look forward to meeting you soon.
Made to order 100% Wagyu beef burgers that are 100%
Perfect subjects for today. I love it.
Which is 100% awesome. 100% Wagyu beef burgers with fries starting at $6.99. 100%. Hi, this is Mark Soriano, asking you to tune in to Let Go and Let God every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Right here
Good question, Martin.
WQEE. We help those who are struggling with their faith or have doubts through discussion, inspirational stories, and contemporary Christian music. So tune in to Let Go and Let God Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE.
Hello, everyone. This is DJ.
Yeah.
45's a fair radio show where I play all vinyl 45s. You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM, Newton, Georgia.
34 minutes past the hour. It's currently 74 degrees, beautiful sunny skies. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control right here on RyanORadio Penitentiary. Let's get it kicked off. Period number 2, the second half. Hold it, won't any. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into strange and unknown. Even though, like, you did it before. No, this is even more strange, even more unknown. Our first, what's up, Fred? How you doing? He said, all the above on your question, Ryan. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. From Japan. Authorities in India have been attempting to look into a situation on how a woman had ended up starving in a forest. A few days ago, this is in India, the story of an American woman who was discovered chained up to a tree in the middle of the forest. Maybe, Bali, you might have some information on here, brother, about this. You might know something. You could probably tell me a little bit closer to this. But an American woman was discovered chained up to a tree in the middle of a forest in the Indian state. Her husband had chained her and left her there in the forest without food and water. Oh, my goodness. Upon being rescued, she was quickly taken to a local hospital where doctors were able to determine that she was suffering from mental health issues. So her husband was like, okay, you're seeing things, so I'm going to chain you up to a tree and not let you eat. Really? Her husband reportedly didn't even exist, as she was not actually married. What? She chained herself up, ladies and gentlemen, in an incident that they're still trying to look into. Exactly why she tied herself to the tree was the best option, however, still remains unclear. Now, that is weird. That's weird. That's unsolved mystery weird right there. That's unsolved mysteries weird right there. Dude, she did like Robert Stack. And a woman tied herself to a tree. She ran out of money and her visa had expired, so she tied herself to a tree to go hungry. What's up, brother? How you doing? So there you go. Text-to-speech, no time to proofread. Sorry, people. Amber says she's busy. Wow. What's up, brother? How you doing? I hope you're doing well this morning. Wow. I can't believe this. So she had a mental health issue. She ran out of money. Her visa expired. She wasn't able to get home. So she said her husband tied her to a tree, which was actually her tied herself to the tree because she wanted to go hungry and die. Ugh. I guess, ladies, that would be a good way to have a diet, right? I'm going to keep myself from eating that Hershey bar. I'm going to tie myself to a tree. Wow. Sad. That is awfully sad. Can I say it one more time? That's awfully sad. That is. Ooh, it's very sad. All right. A 65-year-old man in Spain was found dead on the beach after conducting some sort of black magic ritual. Oh, in a bizarre twist, he was found surrounded by a circle of dead hens that he had decapitated as a part of a form of black magic ritual. This happened in Spain this week. His wife, with whom he had a prior incident with, had raised the alarm after she found him unconscious on the ground around 5 a.m. in the morning. Police investigating in the case believe that the man had died from a reaction to certain substances he had taken prior to conducting this ritual. They are not, however, currently treating the death as a crime. His family was also not held accountable for the animals that he slaughtered either. Well, he slaughtered them. They didn't. Good morning, Pepper. Good morning, Bruno. How you guys doing? The true meaning and the purpose of the ritual he was conducting, however, remains very unclear. That's what I say, Bali. WTF. Crazy people in this world, brother. Crazy people. There's nothing new under the sun. That's right. Oh, she really did that. It is. Yeah, the poor woman really did that. Oh my goodness. Wow. Woo-wee. Okay. All I got to say is, all right. Science is Real, a couple of news stories you can check out. They revealed the latest meal of a 3,000-year-old mummified crocodile. You can check that out on the page as well. So, look, I was trying to find this one. Where's it at? Oh, yeah, here it is. We're going to get to it in just a few moments. A short clip of a strange werewolf-like creature has gone viral all over TikTok, for those of you who didn't know. Check that out. As well, there's a couple of news stories on the WQEE page. You can read for yourself, because we don't have all the time in the world to do every one of them, because Randy Rocket Cody joins us next hour. We're going to talk about those giants out of the Bible and some recent news on that from him, as well as some Mick Mars versus Motley Crue news. I get my metal news on at the beginning of each month on the show with the RyanORadio Penitentiary. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. The house that is known for, the remote Rhode Island farmhouse, which is a scene of a real life haunting that plagued the family for many years. You had Lorraine and her husband, Ed. They went in and did a lot of investigating over the years. The Conjuring became many, many movies and spinoff. Well, the Conjuring's house worker was fired. Do you know why this guy was fired, guys? Because the ghost told on him. Now ghosts can tell on you. Man, they're not supposed to be watching you do anything or tell on you, man. That's how freaky that is they're watching you and your significant other. Sounds like a plot to a movie, huh? Oh, you're talking about the guy before? Yeah. We can actually put that in the movie. Why not? The new house owner allegedly claimed that she'd been told by the ghost of the original house owner that this guy named Brian had stole money. The 2013 supernatural horror movie that was initially put out there and based upon the real life haunting that plagued this family. The story goes that a witch had cursed the property, dooming anyone who lived there. And somebody's stealing money, man. While the house has changed hands a number of times over the years, the most recent owner, her name is Jacqueline, reportedly fired one of her employees last month after the so-called spirit of the building's former owners had told her that he had been stealing money from the cash box. The employee in question was a guy named Brian. I'm not going to even give his last name because why embarrass this guy if it's not true? Denies that he had stole anything. According to her, she said, John Arnold told me that you've been stealing money out of the cash box for the past 2 months. Brian's like, who the hell's John Arnold? I literally stopped and I had to correct her, like, John Arnold, one of the original owners, he said. Jacqueline herself is described on the official website as the house's spiritual custodian. Other words, I guess they talked to her. It doesn't matter whether you believe in the paranormal or not, she says. I and every person who is entitled to experiences that bring the understanding and meaning to our lives, including being informed and warned about wicked actors and actions. As far as Brian goes, my experience with him quickly went away, accumulating in his at-will employment termination. She fired him because of a ghost. Oh, yeah. The ghost told me you were stealing from me. You're fired. Hey, at will employment in any state. So employers out there, just tell them that your grandma who started the business told you to get rid of the person. Oh, it's hard to believe that it's been 20 years since Dimebag Darrell has been around. I know, right, Randall? God bless him. And his brother, Vinnie Paul. Pepper says, Lordy, I need my coffee to listen to this morning. I know. All BS. That's right, Bolly. That's what some people feel. I think it is too. She just wanted to get rid of him. You know what I really think, ladies and gentlemen? Let's put a little perspective on this from soap opera world. I believe Brian and Jacqueline had a thing going on, and then Brian decided to cut it off, and Jacqueline mad because he cut it off, so she decided, well, I'm gonna fire him, and this way he can't sue me for anything because I'm his boss and we've been having a relationship. And this is what I believe could have happened. Now, I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it could have. So there you go. And then it's easier to say that than do that. Or she wasn't making the money she was making and she didn't want to pay him his work and she got rid of him. And this was the easy way to get rid of him. Or she could have been an alternate state, right? Dude, man, I didn't know what's in this stuff. It's not legal stuff. It's not the good stuff like Sweetleaf has over there. Sweetleaf says, man, you people off the Navajo Nation are a bit crazy. You don't know anything about real spirits. Sue says, a spirit's not going to warn you that somebody's stealing from you. They're going to warn you previously before you get them. Yeah, why didn't he warn her previously, Sue? Thank you. That's what the Navajo Nation's saying. I don't know. She decided she was going to fire this guy, I guess, because he supposedly was stealing money for the last two months. And I don't know if it's real or not real that he was stealing the money or not. But she was like, John Arnold told me he'd been stealing from me. Like, what? The guy, the guy that the Crappers named after him out there because he owned this? John Arnold restrooms. You mean that guy? Yeah, he told me you were stealing from me. You're fired. Whoa, Jacqueline. What? You owe me 2 months. Pay. Oh, I'm not paying you. It's at will employment terminated. Oh, God, guys. And this is what messes with those people who have their own experiences in life. They're like, why? Just like Navajo Nation said, that they don't do that. But they warn you previously. They let you know in a situation. And I know in y'all's situation where you're sitting around and do you guys do the TP thing still? Bobby says, yeah, okay. I just want to make sure I didn't want to sound discriminatory or anything. Thank you for saying that. Back in a moment. Watch the movie Alternatives. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about The Conjuring. It's weird, man. I thought this was the funniest news story I ever read. You're fired. You are fired. All of you are going to be fired from your jobs. Yeah, I thought you were talking about The Conjuring because I was talking about The Conjuring. Sorry about that. I'm not keeping up with the feed. It's going too fast for me. Sorry. I apologize. I apologize to you guys.
Starting a new chapter in life. One of the biggest questions I get is how to prepare for staying safe while away from home. Hi, I'm Hillary, spouse of Women Self-Defense. It's crucial to start preparing for your safety now as you head off to college. Learn how to protect yourself today to have a safer tomorrow at warriordefenders.com.
Want to give back to your community in a meaningful way? Cares for Kids is a
Yeah.
television.
It's mentioned in the Bible as part of the leading the Israelites out of the desert. Oh,
Cares for Kids helps fund local organizations.
I know what I got to do. I got to go ahead and go in here and pull this up.
Call 678-634-9770 today to learn more on how to be involved, or text K for K Newton to 443212 to donate.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m.
All right, who's who? We want to verify you. Okay. All right, who's who?
So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31.
Who's who of America wants to put me in there? Okay.
Hey, this is Pastor Terrell Scott, and I come on Sunday at 11 a.m. and Tuesday at 11 a.m. bringing the Word of God to bring transformation
Oh, yeah.
and deliverance
What I
to
wanted to
your
do.
life. God loves you, cares about you, and wants to instruct and guide you in His Word. So I can tell you.
Well, is she going to work or something?
And Tuesday at 11 a.m. Tune in so your life can be
Did she just go in the other room?
forever because God's love.
So I was telling her the other day, I was like,
Hey, sports fans.
Pete misses you when you go in the other room.
WQEE, Braves Country is a Southern sports talk show with Mac McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. That's Braves Country, Mac McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. Weekdays, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
That's right. She's going on vacation. Or I mean, going to Florida. I forgot that. Oh, she's working. Yeah, that's right. That's what she told you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Pete. I just was messing with her. Oh.
This is Dave Scott, host of Spaced Out Radio. Come join us every night starting at midnight on WQEE 99.1 FM. Together, we will head down a path of mystery and unbelievable stories of people experiencing true tales of ghosts, UFOs, monsters from the finest storytellers we know. Tune in Spaced Out Radio nightly on WQEE 99.1
All right, we're coming back.
Together, my friends.
Actually, a little bit of both. There you go. All right, here we go. What's up, Tyler Gaming 321? He's a gamer. He's doing good. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. A cellar dweller gamer. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Did you lose in the stock market crash? I did not lose in the stock market crash. I listened to Martin and Martin. Oh, your time is up. Yeah, you can't see me. I am the franchise. You can't see me, John, because I'm on the radio. Good morning to everybody out there. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. And if I don't see you again, a very, very good afternoon. So there you go. All right, Pete says yeah, I knew she was going out. I remembered that now. I forgot because she said she's going to try to be back by Monday, but if not, she's going to have the show on this past Monday going into next Monday. So there you go. Stock. Precious metals and mining stock, says Randall. Yeah, I didn't lose on anything, so I was good. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you what, we appreciate you being with us this morning, having your good cup of coffee with you, talking about the ghostly encounters of getting fired because the ghost, the owner of the original place. You know, if you want to get rid of somebody, that might be a good way to get rid of them. Look, my grandma came back to me last night. And she told me I had to fire you because she says you're stealing from me. Well, I never stole from Grandma, don't lie. There's a way to get out of trouble, isn't it? That's a good way to get out of trouble. Oh, Lord. 5 minutes away from the top of the hour, Randy Rocket Cody joins us next hour. We're going to talk about metal news, Motley Crue, Pantera, maybe some stuff like that. Also, we're going to jump into what's going on his page, metalden.com, and we're going to get his latest article about those giants out of the Bible. We're going to talk about that this morning. And we did, I think the last time we talked about it, it had something to do with one was spotted in a park here in America. We'll talk more about that. Good morning, Cher. How you doing? That's all coming up in the next period. Which of these, the most horrifying true events in record human history? And we had somebody say all of them, of course. Titanic sinking, 23%. Jack the Ripper, 6%. 53% going out to the Black Death, the Black Plague in Europe, 1347 to 1351, or the JFK assassination. That's 53% there, and JFK is 17% of the votes. So there you go. We got all that going up for you, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow's True Crime Thursday. We're going to do true crime, so get ready for that. All right, a couple little sporting events coming up for you. Let's do this right quick. AEW Dynamite tonight. Brian Keefe in action. AEW American Championship Eliminator match. MJF the champion taking on Kyle Fletcher. Brian Danielson taking on Jeff Jarrett. I don't know why. Ricky Dragon Steamboat is going to be the guest referee or something. I don't know why. I mean, they're just not as successful. What's going on in the WWE? Brian Danielson said he's open to work with Shane McMahon. Again, if he comes to the AEW, Shane McMahon and Tony Khan had a secret meeting on July 29th. Maybe the McMahons are trying to buy AEW because, Vince is going to be out of there. The Lucha Brothers is expected to head to the WWE. So that's a couple little wrestling events for you and stuff we'll get completely run down tomorrow. Let's go ahead and take a break. Back in a moment.
Since 1953, Athens Bible School has endeavored to provide quality education in a Christian environment and to equip young people with the tools to be successful. ABS is accredited by Cognium and a member of the Alabama High School Athletic Association. With the Bible at the foundation, with all of our curriculum from pre-K to 12, ABS has something unique to offer. Find out more information at athensbible.com.
On this Make a Difference Minute, I have country singer, songwriter, musician Terry McBride of McBride and the Ride. Now, I'm familiar with you guys, but now I've got Dale McBride I'm not familiar with, but I'm seeing here that he was a 1970s country singer. Can we talk about him for just a little bit?
Yeah, he was kind of a regional act, I guess you could call it. He did tour, he would go out west every year and do some things. Now, when I was in high school, he was having success. We went to a label out of Nashville, a small label called Burrito. Several acts on that label, and they didn't have quite a few charting singles. They did, he had about top 15. We had a tour bus. My dad had a really cool studio that he built in our town, our hometown, like Ashland, outside of Austin, Texas, which is where I grew up. And he was a serious, very accomplished musician, wonderful guitar player, singer, songwriter, and that's where I grew up around. So I got the bug early on, once I got my dad. So at my 9th birthday, my dad finally got me a guitar. He helped me get started, and he didn't answer any question I had. He was such a great player.
Bruce for short. Who's Bruce? Thank you. I appreciate it, 12. I try to keep my hair going right. I know you're like, hey, you're looking good. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Getting ready for my brother coming on from another mother.
For more about Terry McBride Music, go to terrymcbridemusic.com. You can also follow McBride and the Ride on Facebook. Be sure to follow the Mark White Show on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to the Mark White Show podcast.
Genghis Khan. Evil man.
You to find your purpose by making a difference in someone's life today. WQEE 99.1.
All right, here we go. He'll be calling shortly.
NBC News Radio, I'm Tammy Trujillo. Voters in 4 states in the polls
seat against Democratic challenger safely though. The race has highlighted divides in the Democratic Party over the Israel-Hamas war, as Bush has taken a strong stance against Israel's military.
Good morning.
Hey, brother.
Hey, brother. Hold on. All right, got you ready now. You ready to go on? Oh, how's things going, my friend?
I'm good. How you doing, bro?
Oh, it's going very, very good, and everything. Well, I think everybody's excited about your report today.
I worked extra hard on it, so hopefully everybody gets a kick out of it.
Oh, they will. They will. They've already been talking about. They've already been before they even knew the subject was the subject. They've already been talking about that in the feed. Yeah, the Giants and the Bio has already been talking about all of that and everything. And there was one guy. I've got some audience members. One of them, because some of them had something to do with the military. They were talking about the one in Afghanistan of the giant that they found there and took to an Ohio military base to hide out. And they.
National Geographic is the one who usually gets off the scene first and takes all the fines for the dying relics and whatnot.
Right.
And so they're hiding all this shit because
Yep.
It goes against all their Darwinism, right?
Yep. So that was one we were talking about this morning. So everybody's pretty excited and everything.
It's a really, when I heard, like I spoke before, when I first started doing all this on my personal side, I just wanted to write about vampires and werewolves.
Right.
And I was really more from like a fictional standpoint. I didn't really think they were fucking real.
Right.
Well, they're fucking real, bro.
I know we were talking about it last month, man.
I've been researching these motherfuckers for 2 years straight, dude, and fucking every day, it's like, what the fuck?
I know, man.
I mean, I have been following stories all across the country of the United States of people who have been experiencing werewolf encounters. And Bigfoot.
Well, there was one that was on the internet. Yeah, they have. But a lot of people have been talking about that. Well, I'll tell you, they're gonna.
I wanted to mention everything on the show today about that. The American werewolf, Peter Drew, who was put to death for being a werewolf.
Wow.
Several centuries back, and I came across that story after I put out the werewolf article that we talked about.
Right.
And,
Right.
about that lost colony, remember? And so this guy, this dude killed a friend out of 12 people, mostly family members.
Right.
Become a werewolf, and he woke up. They found him behind his feet, like Bill Bixby, like David Banner.
Oh yeah, from the Incredible Hulk, yeah.
They found this motherfucker. They were chasing this wolf.
Right.
He jumped out from behind the fucking tree, and the guys all with their guns and shit, and it's this motherfucking just regular looking fucking white dude. And he's trying to say that, that he doesn't know what they're talking about, all these murders and shit, and they fucking tortured his ass to get the confession. He finally admitted that since he was a child, he was in
there you go.
to become a werewolf.
There you go. That sounds about right.
Badass shit. But yeah, that's it. But I just think it's important. This is why I think this article is good. This report's good, mostly because, again, when I got into the ancestry thing, I never thought I was going to find anything out, any significant.
Right.
I didn't understand the point of it, to be honest with you.
Well, we should
once I
talk
started
messages.
checking it out, really after my mom died, I was like, spend a little more time on here checking things out.
Right.
And what I think he wants to
there we go.
learn about their family pedigree and really, get into it. It takes a lot of research, a lot of hours, because nothing's just right in front of you. You know what I mean? You have to do a lot of research and plug in the records yourself. You might have to figure some things out to get to the next record that's in your family line.
Right.
But if you do that sort of thing and you can understand, people talk about dog pedigree, right?
Right.
Dog goes, what's your dog's pedigree? Well, you have a human pedigree too. So that's what this is really
I think most crucial, important for people to understand is that every single person on this earth has it.
Exactly. Oh, everybody's getting excited. All right, we get ready to go on here, brother. We got one spot here almost over, and I'm about to come on, and we're going to get ready to kick it off. We're going to talk some metal news, which is the only time I get to talk real metal, rock and roll and metal news at the beginning of the month on the show. And then we'll get into our topic, our lesson. I like to call it lessons. I've changed. Yep, that's what it is. That's what I'm going to, with my guest now, it's called lessons. And since they're in the RyanORadio Penitentiary inmates locked down. That's right. That is, brother. All right, we're getting ready to come on, so hold on. Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to the RyanORadio Penitentiary. You're in lockdown with 78,000 plus of you shoutcasting and shouting out loud across the RyanORadio media page. That's in iHeartRadio, Amazon Prime. We're also across, ladies and gentlemen, the Navajo Nation, which is 25 real radio and internet radio stations out there. Yeah, real radio out on the Navajo Nation, New Mexico, Arizona, and more. We're also across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and behind me, for those you can see on the YouTube screen, we've got WQEE Live Real Radio. Yeah, Mr. FCC Radio. That's right, 99.1, the radio station. Your home for inspirational talk and more sports. We're also on YouTube, Facebook, and many, many more platforms. This morning, our guest is a good friend of mine. He is the journalist of all journalists. He's the king of all journalists, the king of heavy metal journalism. I also say the king of heavy metal, period. All bow down to the man himself from themetalden.com with over 100 million organic impressions on the Facebook page alone back in 2023. Randy, Rocket, Cody, good morning.
Hey, man, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, brother, how's it going, my friend, on this Wednesday morning?
Well, I'm not locked up, so I'm doing pretty good, I guess.
I know. Well, you're in lockdown now. You're in the RyanORadio Penitentiary. You're with all the inmates.
I get out at the end of the hour. I'm not doing a 10-year stretch like my old man did.
There you go. There you go. I know, brother. I know. Well, I'll tell you what, before we dive into the metal music and news, and we dive into our today's lesson and everything, which people have been already talking about before we talked about you were coming on. This is my poll question I got this morning. I'll say, which of these were the most horrifying true events in recorded human history? And two of them I know you wrote about, and a couple of them you've had some information on. The Titanic sinking has got 23% of the votes. Jack the Ripper's got 6% of the votes. JFK's assassination's got 17% of the votes. And the Black Plague slash Black Death that occurred in 1347 in Europe getting 54% of the votes. So which one of those do you think was the most horrifying true event in recorded human history?
You know, man, I'm going to be absolutely honest with you. I really think the Titanic is the worst.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think the Titanic is pretty much the baddest thing. Now, granted, not as many people perished in that as the Black Plague, right?
Right, exactly.
But it's nothing worse than thinking of going on a luxury liner that's not ever going to sink.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then it sinks on the first voyage.
And no lifeboats. Not enough lifeboats.
No, not enough lifeboats for everybody to get on there. You've got 2 or 3 of the richest people in the world on there.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Who were against some things, and
Exactly.
it's an enemy's going. But really, you know, as I've exposed in that case.
You did?
Pure horror, man. Pure horror. They
Yes, it is.
designed the system of the people writing in lower class. Okay? And this gets back to what we're talking about, pedigree, human pedigree, about what I'm talking about with ancestry and everything in this report today.
Right.
BandyRobbinsCody.com. You know, you've got the people in the first class.
Exactly.
The upper crust people, right?
Exactly.
And the people in the lower class. Well, the lower class people were doomed.
Yes.
From the get-go. Because they had set up a maze system
Right.
with locked gates.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And it was very similar to the FM station fires that happened. That's probably number 2 for me.
Ah, there you go. So
They were being told which way, wrong ways to go, and the run towards this door and the door's locked. Whatever, the place is on fire and everything like that. Quite many people died from smoke inhalation, right?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
That's pretty much what happened on the Titanic.
Exactly.
And to me, that's nothing more terrifying than being at the bottom of that, being in the Titanic, knowing that thing's sinking, and you got your hands on the chains on this gate, and you can't get out and even try to get up to the top deck.
Exactly. Locking the people down there. Those people were just.
That's the most terrifying. Because I've been on the ocean.
Oh yeah.
I've been on the ocean many times.
Right.
And it's terrifying stuff.
Well, I tell you what.
Been out in the ocean, especially been on a boat that's only got one engine on it, going back to Catalina, the sea looks black.
Yes.
You want to talk about pure terror. There is no terrorist bombing or anything in the world that's more terrifying than the sea at night.
And it's and frozen water at the most where they were at. I mean, it was the perfect way to say this Titanic sink, hitting an iceberg, sinking in the frozen water. Not enough people.
It was. I wrote in the report. It's the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, technically.
Yep.
Right.
You're right.
You have a head ice sheet out there, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's the research. The dude who broke the ship at 100 miles an hour, everyone knows he was driving like a maniac.
Exactly.
Exactly what he was doing.
He knew exactly right.
I think already the ship was on fire.
Yep. Yep.
The entire trip that nobody even knew about. And I've proven that. It's been backed up by other people. So
Exactly.
That to me, that's the most terrifying thing I think of all time.
It is. It is. Well, we definitely, guys, I want you to read the article that Randy has at randyrocketcody.com on that. Everything from that to the Chris Benoit situation, Brandon Lee, Chris Cornell, and so much more, which we're going to get into a few things this morning with it. His new article he's got out that we've already had some information about this previously for, and that's going to be our lesson this morning in just a few. But right now, 12 minutes after the hour, I got to get my metal and rock fix. I don't get too much of it on the show in the mornings with having to do a show with about everything from sports and news and events and weird things and stuff. I don't get to do what I really, I love everything, but what I really love is talking some rock and roll and heavy metal and the McMahon situation with Motley Crue. And I rewatched The Dirt over the weekend just because I knew you were coming home today.
Well, thank you. That is my bread and butter. That's
exactly.
World famous, I guess you could say.
It did.
Metal band, without a doubt. I'll never forget that. It's going to be 20 years coming up in February that I did the metal band on MySpace, just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
And so, really, to be here 20 years later and to be doing the kind of numbers that I'm doing and to be making the money that I'm making running a heavy metal site.
Yes.
It's really mind-boggling.
Well, I love it because we need one.
I'm thankful. That's what put me on the map. And so, yeah, we'll talk about latest stuff to find at metalden.com.
Let's do it.
I'm really one of the only sites out there that regularly updates the site every 24 hours. You'll find a lot of sites that'll put their news up and then 2 or 3 days later they'll put more news up.
Yeah, they steal it from you. Yeah.
I just it's like I believe in since I started, always updating, spread new content, updated.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the stories you're gonna find right now, and it's continuing to get bigger with Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Is the controversy, and I've probably got this question 1,000 times in the past month. Why is Motley Crue not releasing a studio album? After they talked for the past year about, hey, we got a whole new studio album done.
Yes.
We're going to be releasing it.
Yes.
Well, now they're not going to release a new studio album, at least not this year.
Right.
And in the immediate future that we know of, people are pointing fingers at me and blaming me because
Oh, yeah.
I exposed
It's all your
the
fault.
whole thing with the backing track.
Uh-huh.
That's what started the whole Big Mars lawsuit.
Yeah,
And you remember, I was the one who caught Tommy Lee.
exactly.
Right?
Fake drumming.
Of stadium tour, fake drumming.
Yep.
So, really everybody thinks that I'm like the guy that, that caused all the trouble with Molly.
Yeah, you're the bad guy.
Yeah.
Chico.
I'm the bad guy. Really what's happening is the AI thing, this whole AI thing that I exposed. And it wasn't like I was trying to target Motley Crue on this. I was
No.
telling everybody that this is something that's going on in all of these.
Right, exactly.
It's not just in heavy metal and rock and roll music. It's in all music. It's in, pop music. You'll hear lots of pop stars using AI
Oh, yeah.
to embellish, just like you would do with anything else that you're augmenting, right, in your digital workstation.
Exactly.
You're just engineering your music, and so I think that's I think it's pretty hilarious, but basically, so what it comes down to is that Nikki Sixx he's been exposed to the guy that's really not who he says he is in terms of musical, prowess.
That's right.
Skills. And so, I think that he's had to lean on Nick Barnes a lot heavier than he's willing to admit in terms of songwriting.
Exactly.
And I told you all going back, and really that's when Nick put out the solo album. That was his way of saying, look, you saying that I'm not being part of Motley Crue and that I'm not contributing, you're not allowing me to contribute.
Right.
And that this solo album is a testament to the fact that, I do still create music. I'm still, a working musician. I'm not retired.
Exactly.
And so, I think that once people start to see that, look, the kinks are starting to fall out of the dude's armor. Nikki Sixx talked all this smack about Mick Mars, the old guy, and now he's putting out music that's AI augmented. Now, how much of it is done AI? I can't really tell you on the two songs off before. I can tell you that it was definitely used. I believe it was definitely used for Vince Neal's voice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
told you guys all that
come on.
start when I was recording all this last year, that was most likely going to happen because how the hell else can you make someone's voice do something that it just cannot?
Not anymore. I mean, look.
And if you have to understand, when you're recording an album,
Yeah.
recording the vocals,
Yeah.
they have to be hip-hop pristine.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have cracks and those sorts of things.
Right.
You can only embellish so much.
Exactly.
And so it comes to a certain point where you have to do what's called replication. And
Right.
in this case, it's called voice cloning. Very real. It's been going on for a while. So that's where you have a different vocalist come in, and like you would with the keyboard, the samples like a water drop.
Yes.
Every time you hit the keys, you're getting a different range of the water drops, right?
Exactly.
Same exact thing
Flock
when
of
you're doing
sequel
this with
stuff.
the voice clone. You bring in someone like Scott Stapp, who can deliver a regular rock and roll register,
Right.
right? And have him sing the lyrics for the song, but the voice on the output
Sounds like.
sample Vince Neal from earlier Crue album.
Right.
And so it turns that Scott Stapp voice into Vince Neal.
Yes. They've been treating Mick bad from day one, and going back for me, I'm going to say, and then I'm going to talk about a couple other things before we head into our topic. But I watched that over and I watched it for the third time, and I noticed how really and truly, this is the truth. Motley Crue would not be where they're at today. Vince, Nikki, and Tommy would not be today without Mick. Mick was the backbone that said, hey, let's get this thing going. Let's keep it going. Let's do this. Nikki, he wanted to be a rock star. He just wanted to get revenge on the guys that, he quit his band or whatever, want to get revenge. Tommy is just a kid running around acting a fool and still acting a fool in his age. And Mick was just trying to go, find a girl to get with. I mean, Vince was trying to find a girl to get with. Mick was the backbone, and they always messed with him.
But people don't realize Mick was already in
band
Yes.
for 10 years before he got into Motley.
Right.
Okay, he was already touring, and he already stood, was working with people in the rock and roll business. The other guys didn't have a clue.
Exactly.
And I posted an article before, was it month before last or so. I was contacted by the promoter, the actual guy who promoted Motley Crue's very first big gig at Santa Monica Civic. And great guy. We spoke on the phone for about 2 hours, and I not really an interview, but I was able to ask him a lot of questions around this sort of subject, but how important really was Nick? And he said Nick was everything that day.
Well, I'll tell you.
Without Nick, there's no way that this thing got flying
It didn't.
And up the hills back. So, that's just the fact of that. So I put that report at themetalden.com that gives people, an inside understanding that you're just not going to get from any other website out there.
And
I'm talking to the actual dude who was there. He paid Nick the money at the end of the thing. He gave Nick the money for the show. I think he said it was $4,500. I think they got paid somewhere like that.
Okay.
They were just like, that was the first time they ever got paid. The only time they were selling out the Whiskey A Go-Go.
Mm-hmm.
Whiskey A Go-Go only was what, 600 seats, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is much,
It's a nice venue.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
whatnot. So it was a real big deal when they played that. They had the funny car from John Ford was on display at that show.
Mm-hmm.
They got K-Rock, their promoter, the guy, the promoter I was talking to, got K-Rock to give them free promo. They bartered
Mm-hmm.
K-Rock stickers on the funny cars on the stage and whatnot for publicity. And then they got like $25,000 in radio time.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't have any money. They didn't have anything.
No. And the thing about it.
They got started with that radio play that they got.
Yes.
Through that first big gig was what.
Exactly.
He was telling me they had never gotten any radio play.
I mean, and
KLS or any of those stations until he did that deal to get them to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is the whole thing, and after watching it and taking it and putting things in perspective, and after you and I have been talking about it, yeah, Mick was the backbone. Mick stayed up there. Mick didn't get in all the fights. He didn't chase all the women. He was there for one thing, and that was to be for business. And the other guys were just having a good time. And look, I also understand why Vince has some hard feelings towards the guys in the band too, because his daughter dying, because they never were around for that. I can understand why Vince had some hard feelings, because like when he killed his buddy in the car accident and everything, and the band was more worried about them losing their record deal than Vince. Personally, I can understand Vince having hard feelings against Tommy and Nikki.
He's pretty much, I would say, definitely, if there's anybody that's been the whipping post to the band.
Mm-hmm.
All these years, it's definitely been Neal. Ben technically was the last guy brought in.
Right.
Technically, he was the one that was on the bench.
Right.
Okay. And he was the one that was on the bench when Tommy was a friend from high school.
Right.
He was already hot shit.
Yeah, he was already the top dog. Yeah.
Right. So he has the rock candy thing, the rock candy band. So he really didn't need them as much as they needed him.
Right.
Because he was just he's a real great stage performer. I saw Motley Crue at Santa Monica Civic at age 13 in 1983.
Right.
Held the double concert. So that was the next year after that first big show at Santa Monica Civic where they broke big.
Right.
And that was something to behold. That was really one of the main reasons why I'm still doing this today. Still talking about it. Because of what an amazing spectacle that was.
It was.
And just moments in rock music. So I think that's just where a lot of people were. I think that Motley Crue's become a nostalgia act, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
They have, and I told everybody that from the outset when they're going to make this comeback.
Right.
That this was going to be easy. It was not going to be. We're coming back to be real serious musicians about this.
Right. Exactly.
And you guys,
Yeah, it is. He's.
It's a brilliant record.
Yes, it was.
I don't think that they're ever going to capture that sound ever again.
Nope.
I think I'm right because if you listen to Dr. Ward, they
Yes.
didn't do it there.
They didn't. No. The other stuff was not a Dr. Feelgood at all. There's never going to be another Dr. Feelgood from Motley Crue. So I agree.
But what you do have on the other side of this is kind of a comical undertone. Is I have produced the Neal
Yep.
debut solo album.
I did. I got the song.
Rock Candy title, and it's available on Amazon, iTunes, iHeart, all over the place. Spotify, you can check it out on.
I love it.
And that's one of the songs. Lead song on that one, Dr. Feelgood.
Dr. Feelgood.
And it's just, you know what? It's just a parody and just have fun. But what's so awesome about it is historically, it's the very first commercial music release that is 100% AI generated.
There you go.
One human being on this album. I wrote the lyrics and that's it.
That's it. You put it in.
I did not put that out there at this time with all this AI conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So for any knuckleheads who say, hey, I can't do the whole album by itself.
Yep.
Here you go.
You just proved it.
There's not one human being on that album. And it sounds slamming.
It does. It does. I've got one of the songs here I've been playing and listening to. I tell you what, before we got to get into our topic of the day here shortly, but before we jump into that, I want to get your thoughts on Steven Tyler, Aerosmith, and them actually, it's kind of finally over for him because Steven can't get his voice back up to par.
Yeah, well, I don't know what they could do other than what I talked about with the
AI.
doing the voice cloning situation, AI too.
Yeah.
You know, which they could possibly venture into themselves to kind of refreshen that sound of theirs, and being able to complete out because his voice is shot.
He's shot.
Performing live, they don't want to get that backing track label. You know, they don't want to decimate their wonderful careers they've had.
Yes.
I mean, I would definitely go that same route that they're going.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I don't think that they're hard up for money as much as
No, they're not. They're not at all.
I shed a tear though. I mean, it's the chapter of rock and roll history.
Yeah.
That is going to be sorely missed. I saw them perform for the Punk Tour.
Oh yeah, I love that album.
89 or so.
Yeah.
That was a big comeback. You want to talk about comeback, man?
They were, man.
OMC for their drug use, and they were called pretty much bums in this industry.
Yes, they were.
Back to back, that wonderful album is one to me, the great comeback in rock and roll history. So that's what you're looking at when you look at the difference between Aerosmith and the Motley Crue. That's the day.
Exactly.
And Joe Perry himself is just a legend.
Oh,
On
goodness.
the guitar. Okay?
Amen.
So what he's done on that guitar and the riffs he's created, wonderful songs, they're gonna last forever. Go, but hey, I think it's better now to go out while you're still, standing with integrity.
Definitely so. We're going to take a short break, guys. When we come right back, we're going to jump into today's lesson. Stay tuned. More on the way. We got Randy, Rock, and Cody from the MetalDen.com with us this morning. And you guys definitely stay with us. We're back after this. All right, brother, at the break. Somebody trying to call over you, man. Yeah, I'm still here. Somebody's trying to call over you. I get some of them crank calls. Nah, yes, I get crank calls coming in. Sorry about that. Yeah, they all got to always call. Somebody's got to call and try to cause trouble. Or either it's the people that are trying to get people to get so-called free insurance and stuff. They call it. They call every morning too to mess with them and everything. So there you go for sure. Oh yeah, man. I can't wait to get into this, but I had to get your thoughts on Steven Tyler because I know you're a big fan.
Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah, really, yeah. And fuck with Aerosmith. I mean, even Aerosmith, even later, they're still putting out good stuff.
They have. You know, I've always loved Punk was one of my favorite albums. I mean, I love all their old stuff, but man, that was the best. It was just a rock album. It was just.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Early Aerosmith is just. I don't even see how he just can't sit in rock and roll. I really don't.
No.
I mean, not even the Stones, bro. Not to me. I mean, I like some of the Stones stuff, but dude, Aerosmith is fucking awesome.
They always will be. They always will be.
That concert, dude, they were 40 fucking 5 years old.
I know, man. I know they were.
Fucking firemen fucking pulled shit from different levels of this with the background of like a New York sky rock. I mean, I was in the
Toys and attic
bombs going off, and I mean, and Joe's playing in the smoke bomb with smoke going around Steven, and they're playing on it. You never seen anything like it.
Yeah, and Steven bringing in the piano and keyboard stuff and all and writing drum parts and
another level, and again the harmonica.
And the harmonica, yes, yes. All right, brother, we're coming back.
All right.
Welcome back into the RyanORadio Penitentiary, ladies and gentlemen. 31 minutes past the hour, and it is currently 74 degrees. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Our guest this morning is the king of heavy metal news. And, of course, he's not just that. He's the king of all journalism. TheMetalDen.com is getting over 100 million organic impressions just on Facebook alone in 2023, and it's even getting bigger than that. You can go to RandyRocketCody.com for other articles and stuff, and we're going to get into today's article. Randy, let's talk about your new report you posted at your personal website, RandyRocketCody.com. What is the title, and what can the fans expect from you?
The title is The Nephilim, Prince Cornell, Modern Day Alien Abduction, and Ancient Connection? Question mark.
Oh, my goodness. I can't wait.
This is kind of like a follow-up to what we've been talking about.
Exactly.
Recently with all these different, not just the Chris and Chester situations, but all the stuff that's relating to like all these missing persons and the forest and,
yes.
Alien abductions and all this stuff. So basically what I wanted to do was give the reader an opportunity to get a much more historical perspective on what the Nephilim really is.
Right.
Because I think there's a lot of different interpretations of what the Nephilim is
Mm-hmm.
and what that means. So, how that pertains to all these missing people that are going missing, and how it also connects to these off-world entities such as Bigfoot, Greys, Dogman, werewolves, giants, vampires, all these things that
Mothman.
I'm talking about. So this basically will take you through the basic biblical understanding, as well as the historical evidence. So hieroglyphs that are being found all over the place. With depictions of spaceships.
Yes.
Okay? And this is going way back. So this is really kind of from an ancient understanding of what the Nephilim is and how that relates to all the stuff that we've been talking about, not just the abductions, but
right.
The coming new world order that's going to be put in place here very shortly. A one world government, one world religion, one world digital monetary system, and one world under one ruler.
Well, I tell you, we talked about this before too, with the missing people, which is a big part of the ones that we talked about in a previous episode a few months back, where you had introduced this in the first article. Also, we've talked about the connection it probably has to the Roanoke, missing Roanoke village. We talked about that too. So I think a lot of that has to do with that. So let's talk about some of the missing people connected to this situation.
Well, let me back up real briefly and explain that how I came across doing all of this really began with my
Okay.
Ancestry.com. You can create a profile there and do a DNA test. I don't know if anybody else has done it out there, but you can start to learn about your
Yes.
family pedigree,
Right.
your family ancestry. Let's do that. So I started doing that sort of thing, and I've now built up. I'm somewhere around like 1,800 ancestors that I built up into my family tree just on my father's side.
Right.
So, this is going back about maybe 20, 25, 30 centuries.
Wow.
And so, yeah. So what I've been able to do on my father's side
Right.
is start to come to a better understanding of just what I just said, which is my family pedigree. Okay, and that means the quality of your family line
Right.
as it relates to what could be royal heritage. All right. So
Right.
that's where this all ties into what we talked about with Dragon King and the King of Kings, God King, all this stuff that goes all the way back to ancient times, and I found out relates to the Moravian kings of Europe, and this all ties to the Da Vinci Code. You're familiar with that?
I am.
And the potential that Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene secretly injected themselves into this bloodline through a marriage and production of children. Well, this Moravian king bloodline turns out, and I mean, I just want to talk about the jaw dropping of it's my family.
Right.
Yeah, those are all. These are the Frank different. I mean, we're going back, and I put it in the report. I actually put a screenshot of my from Ancestry, from my direct Ancestry profile.
Right.
Markomir, the king of the Franks, of Toxinby.
Yes.
58 great grandfather.
Really?
Yep. So that whole entire Moravian king bloodline is my family.
Wow.
Now, why is it important to understand this?
Okay.
I'm the only redhead of 6 kids in my family. I was the only redhead pretty much in all of my schooling. And I've now learned that only 1 or 2% out of the entire world population have red hair.
Right.
So I was like, wow, that's pretty hardcore. So why is that? Well, I started to learn that all of these legendary kings from yesteryear, going all the way back to Egypt,
Right.
and the pharaohs were redheads.
Wow.
So these Moravian kings were redheads. The Plantagenets, which were also considered among the top most powerful royal dynasties, I found out that that's my 26th great grandfather, King Henry of Kurtmantle, King Henry II. So
Okay.
the Plantagenet dynasty, he's also a redhead.
Wow.
So now you're all starting to see things a little bit more clearly.
I am.
Okay? Good.
Yeah.
Because you cannot deny DNA.
No. That's true.
The ultimate truth.
That's true, brother.
I can't be debunked on this, all right? So that's where we're at. And as I said, with that said, my second cousin, Walter Annenberg,
Mm-hmm.
was knighted, the only American diplomat in United States history to be knighted by the Queen of England. Well, why was that? Well, now we know. It's because of the royal bloodline. That's the only way that happened.
Wow.
So because of that happening, that automatically, earmark someone for royal standing. And that's exactly what the Annenbergs are. They're the royal family of America. And that's why my third cousin, Wallace Annenberg, is called the Grand Dame of Beverly Hills today. That's a pretty amazing title to give somebody in Beverly Hills.
Oh yeah, I know. Really, you don't get many too many titles over there.
You know what I mean? And she didn't graduate from college, kid.
Yeah, you don't get too many titles over
You
there.
put 2 and 2 together on that one. She drives around in the Maybach. You put 2 and 2 together on that. I'll let you figure out the math.
Wow, I need to be driving around in one of those too myself. So. Hey, tell them I can be a long lost cousin.
She was honored with Jenny Moore a couple months ago for some Lifetime Achievement Award or something.
Really?
She does a wonderful gift.
Right.
The family being one of the most heritable families, not just in American history, in world history, but also in the entire world. And I'm very impressed by what she does in terms of the way that she represents the money, because I think a lot of people out there with money are complete jerks.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And I think that she's very well spoken, and I'm very impressed by her. But again, like I said, we're talking about family pedigree.
Right, and I love this.
So you have to understand that what a family pedigree means, and why that's so important in the long run thing. So, for example, I've been working with my mom now. My mom's side, she has 12 common.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not one person of any substantial ill in there. I'm talking about someone that, I'm talking about people that are like sheriffs,
Yep.
or third, or somebody of prestige at a higher level than a common person. Okay, I'm talking. I can't find anybody in my mom's side going back hundreds and hundreds of years. So that's what people have to understand is everybody's gonna be different with this whole thing. When you start to go look for yourself at the family pedigree.
Right. I got to go a little further back too.
I had no idea. Nobody told me any of this.
Well, I'm glad.
My dad didn't know.
Well, see, he didn't know it, and he worked really diligently. And it's good. Here's the thing that I like about all this, Randy, is we've talked about you having an association and a family relationship to Lizzie Borden. We've talked about your family actually had an association and worked within Al Capone's organization, but being able to have these kings and this knighthood and this family out in Beverly Hills, like it kind of makes up going, now you know why all this is connected in a way, why Al Capone had some.
I know why I've been kept in the dark and why I've been, and that's fine. What I want people to understand is that within the 10 days or so, my great grandmother, Ethel Annenberg, will celebrate, will be her 101st death anniversary.
Wow, congratulations on that.
1923.
Wow, 1923.
Okay, she was the brother, but she was the sister of her brother who created the Annenberg dynasty.
See there?
Okay? And so when my dad was born off of her, the family this is 23 she died. They hadn't really arrived yet, the Annenberg in America. They were here and they were doing some media stuff, but they weren't we created TV Guide in 1953.
Right.
So, you understand, that's 30 years later. So, and at that time, my family, my dad and his mom, they ran without the pump. They were the biggest gangsters in the United States. And they were millionaires as it was.
Right.
My family wasn't looking to, for somebody to impress them. They were already pretty badass themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, my grandpa just didn't seem like he had much of a clue about any of that. God bless him. I don't think he even knew who his family really was.
Right. They didn't have that back then.
That's the lesson of this. That's the lesson of this. That people can go, their entire, lifetime and not know who their real family is.
I love it. Like I always said, it's always cool. We've learned a lot about your father over the years. We've even had audio of it. We learned about him getting into radio back in the day and stuff. So it's always been cool to learn more and get into this. As a friend, it makes me very proud to know that you got these connections and this long line of fantastic people you come from and everything and the royalty there, because in this day and time, you're going to need that with all the stuff that's going on, all the attacks that the people are getting and everything. With that long line of royalty, that's a good protection for you there, Randy. That's a big protection.
Well, I think I have a pretty good leg to stand on for a family pedigree. And,
exactly, pedigree.
That's been the great, revelation for me in all of this. So, I took something that was, to look at it as a negative, and then try to turn it into a positive. am in contact with my family.
Yeah.
There's no ill will. There's no, everybody lives their own lives and everybody has to do things their own way.
Yeah, understandable.
I think it's pretty telling that, I turned out to be one of the biggest journalists of all time.
Exactly.
It's telling that my family were the biggest, moguls of media in America.
They need to buy it back.
Yeah. I need to get with Rupert Murdoch, get the family
To buy it back, yeah. Get it from him.
But that what's been done
He's messed everything up.
with, because look, I'm gonna be straight up with you. My family were gangsters.
Right.
Even the Annenbergs, they were running with the North Side gang. My grandma, the Greenberg, they were running with the South Side.
Right.
Okay. And my cousin Moses, my
That's
first
how it
cousin
was.
Moses, was very close friends with Meyer Lansky.
Wow.
People talk about the Italians and all stuff and Italian mafia. That's not what kept the mafia going.
Right.
The Jewish mafia is the American mafia,
Oh, I believe it.
not the Italians. I hope all you Italians listen to that. Get that through your thick head. 'Cause that's the truth.
There you go. There you go. Well, before we let you get out of here in a couple of minutes, 'cause we got a couple more minutes left on this current article. You got a few things you were talking about there, including the missing people. Let's talk a little bit about that, how that's connected to the situation.
Well, the thing is that these entities that we're dealing with, these werewolves in the forest or these dogmen,
Whatever they might be. Yeah.
back from work or whatever, and looking at them through their back window in their house, whatever. They're real. By all the evidence and the witness testimonies that I've been coming upon now for the past years, I've been looking into this. Tells me everything I need to know that they're real and that it's being covered by the United States government.
Right.
Because there has been some kind of a treaty that has been signed with these off-world, types of entities, being alien, however you want to call it. Off-world meaning that they're not human. The Bible speaks about shapeshifters,
Mm-hmm.
and also historically, there's been lots of evidence. As I just pointed out, that with the Pierce group, the American werewolf,
Right.
for several hundred years, these cases are right there, still as it gets. It's got the historical evidence that this man was real, that he killed a bunch of people while he was turned into a werewolf, and he was burned at the stake.
Yeah.
And brutalized in his death because of it. So, I think that it's important for people to understand that witches are real. People.
Oh, they are.
When I first did that back and forth, I got a bunch of people from the Navajo Nation that I got messages from. I got a couple of them that were pretty pointed that said, the Navajo Indians, we're not the ones doing all this stuff like this.
Wow.
So that's not true. I said, you guys are practicing. You do have witches that practice witchcraft, because I have found out now that on Skinwalker Ranch, there's actual hieroglyphic evidence that witches were on that location doing the very things I'm talking.
Wow.
So I don't want to hear that. We were here before, but we weren't doing all that stuff. That's not true. You were here before we got here.
Wow.
And
They were here.
You were practicing witchcraft. And what I've told everybody is that, and you can look at this however you want, those people who went missing from the Lost Army, every single one of them, including the very first English-born girl in American soil. They met their fate some way.
Right. Wow.
Just vanish into thin air. And if those Indian tribes were indeed practicing that stuff back then, there's all sorts of things that can be opened.
Yeah, there's weird things out there, they say.
More into the future,
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there and everything. And I'm glad to hear that we got some response from the Navajo Nation out there with you too. It's whether you agree or disagree. That's what we're here for on this show, is to hear everybody's opinions and everything. And I'm glad that they got in touch with you and you guys were able to have that discussion, Randy. That is awesome to hear there.
Yeah, I'm not here to try to, paint anybody into a corner. I'm just telling you the historical facts.
Right. I tell you what.
If you can debate me, if you want to debunk my reporting,
there you go. I always tell her. That's all I always tell them. Yeah, I always tell them to talk to you and do it. Definitely so. We're going to have to get a debate going on with.
I'd love to do a debate with any of your listeners out there, anybody that wants to debate me one-on-one.
Let's do it.
On Facebook, we'll put on the Metal Band.
There you go.
Check it out.
I love it.
I will be the last man standing.
I love to hear that, guys. This is fantastic. I always like to have it. And debates are always between two people who are going to have different points of view. And then, it's not going to be like what we're used to seeing in presidential debates, because you guys, they're very respectful amongst each other. So I love this.
The debate is supposed to be
heated, but not
a battle of
wits,
of minds and language, and who can communicate those points better.
Exactly.
And actual facts to back it all up.
Exactly. Well, it's always, and we'll get into some more stuff next month. We had a short on time here, Randy, but tell everybody what's coming up next for you, what you're working on, all that good stuff, how to follow you, and all that stuff, my brother.
You guys can follow me on themetalden.com as well as RyanORadio.com. Now, I am on Facebook at Randy Rocket Cody. I'm still in limbo on the Twitter. I'm waiting to hear back on if I'm going to be put back on from being banned on Twitter.
He's jealous of you.
So we'll know that here soon. I think last time I was banned for 14 months. So it hasn't been quite a year, I think. So we'll see what happens with that. But
there you go.
I'm going to finish out this year heading into October, the month for the occult.
Yes.
It's going to be flourishing fashion, and we're gonna do next month. We're going to be going back and getting into the shoes of Jack the Ripper.
Ooh, yes.
And we're gonna get much more deep in depth on that whole thing I've been telling you guys about that with royal vampires.
Sounds good.
On that one too. And I've got gnarly stuff I'll be ready to report next month, y'all. Okay.
Sounds good, Randy. I appreciate it, brother. As always, we're going to let him out on good behavior, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to get back to it and do the research. My friend, the journalist I listen to, he is the king of heavy metal journalism, and I like the king of real journalism. My friend, Randy Rocket Cody from the MetalDen.com with over 100 million organic impressions on Facebook in 2023 and is hitting beyond that and more in 2024, guys. We'll see you. We'll be back after this break and close out. All right, brother. That was awesome as always. I always love it. I love it. Glad to hear about that information in the Navajo Nation. Makes me feel good.
Oh yeah, but the bottom line is that, I give anybody the opportunity they want to. If they want to just drop in my inbox and have a go with me with a debate on this, I don't have a problem with it. But they better be ready for the facts to come right back at us. Because I'm talking about.
I love it, man. It is so exciting. I'm glad it just makes me feel good, because that's the whole platform of my radio show, and radio is opening it up for everyone to have discussions, because everybody else wants to it's like I tell my listeners, everybody else just wants to tell you what they want to believe. And me, I want to open it up to hear everybody's opinions, whether I agree or disagree.
You have one of your other guys who's a wrestler that's been contacted.
Really?
Yeah, there's a wrestler that's got to be one of your guys. Hold on, on my spam folder real quick. Gone through there. I've been checking them out. But
a wrestler? What's his name?
Yeah, he's a wrestler. I've never heard of him. but he's been sending me all these different things. There's a guy named David Alexander. No, that's not him. He's been sending me stuff too. I'm not sure if he came from your thing either. But this guy's like a wrestler, and he's been sending me all these different conspiracies on, and I think he's from your area too.
Gotta be somebody. Yeah.
But he's not a name that you know. He may have been like an amateur wrestler.
Okay, it might be. I think I know who you're talking about. They run that. We got a bunch of little wrestling companies around here. So, okay, I know. Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he's wrestled some of the big names in Atlanta. I think I know who you're talking. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that is so cool, brother. I love it. That makes me feel good, man.
Going back to like a few weeks ago, he started contacting me back. I did something from on July 3rd.
Well, it's my fault. It's my fault, Randy, because I'm telling everybody to get in touch with you. I tell everybody, I said, if you want to hear about this when they put information in the feed, you got to listen to Randy on the first Wednesday of the month. He's already investigated into this, and this, and this. Talk to him. So, so it's my fault. I'm sending them to you. So.
Well, brother, I appreciate everything, and get ready. We're going to get back on this again next month, and we're going to get going with Jack the Ripper again.
Sounds good, brother. And look into that unsolved mysteries thing and see if you can send something to them because they're looking for additional information on him.
Okay, brother. Sounds good.
All right. Talk to you later. All right. All right, guys. Y'all been bothering Randy, huh? And the Navajo Nation really been bothered. Sweet Leaf, we appreciate you guys. Sweet Leaf says, yeah, we've been bothering him. Bob says, yeah, I think I was one of the ones that sent him something. Okay. I appreciate you guys there. A lot of people from Navajo Nation. You got a wrestler in the area that contacted him. Thank you guys for contacting Randy. And any of our guests you want to get in contact with, of course, do that. Randy just dives deeper into some of the information out there. I don't call it conspiracy theories. I say information on his, because a lot of stuff that Randy dives into, he's got facts and he's got information in the back that he can provide, unlike most people. So there you go. All right, which of these were the most horrifying true events in recorded human history? Right now, Black Death, the Black Plague from 1347 to 1351 in Europe, 57% of the votes. JFK, 17% of the votes. Titanic sinking, 21% of votes. And Jack the Ripper with 5% of the votes. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you there, Cher, my rock and roll friend. My OGs, Cher. You're one of the OGs as this thing grows and keeps growing every day. And even when people calling and trying to start stuff with me, they're paying attention because of you guys. You guys are making this show grow. Thank you, Randall, Martin, every one of you guys and everything. Cher, Gail, 12. I don't know. I can't name everybody. Little Z, Sweet Leaf, Michael, Tom, Cher Bear. And I got to say good morning to Creepy Confidential this morning. We got to get her back on the show too. All of you people, I want to thank every one of you guys and many, many more, Bob and Tim and Rodney K and Shane B and my conservatives and my regular liberals and regular conservatives and fact finders. I'll call you fact finders. Don't worry about that. Let them call you crackpot names. I don't do that. And I appreciate everybody's different points of view. I think that's what makes this show go. And I really do. That's what I think that makes this show go is different points of view with people with different backgrounds and disagreeing and stuff. So we definitely gonna have to set up a debate sometime. And we'll show the presidential debates how it goes. People with different points of view being able to talk and laugh at the end. Looks like Magic Jack is sitting here trying to hit me. All right, guys. Just brewed a new pot. Oh, you got a new pot of coffee, or is it something else? I don't know what it is. You guys can brew whatever you want to brew. Just leave me out of it. Stay tuned for Health, Happiness, and Harmony with Dr. Lewis Boynton coming up next. We'll follow that up with Bible with Bob. Then we got the best sports lineup in the business. 12 to 2, it's the Rod Peterson Show. 2 to 3 is Sports Beat with Richard Holder. 3 to 5, Braves Country Radio. 5 to 6 will be Rod Peterson. 6 to 8 tonight will be the Crowded Booth with Bryce Coon. 8 to 9 is going to be our friend CDP with Chris Palme. So there you go. We got a lot of great program. We're back here tomorrow with True Crime. We're going to open up the phone lines tomorrow, do True Crime news and more as we get ready for our first official week in August. We thank you guys. Peace, love, respect. I'm out of here. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. If I don't see you again, I'm going to say this one more time. You have a good night. We appreciate all of you guys and everything. And I got nothing else to say except for I really do appreciate you guys. You just don't know it. I really do. All right. Until we meet again, we'll see you on the flip side. You have a great day, Amber. Also, Amber, we didn't get to say bye to you or hey to you. Thank you for being with us as well. And I appreciate everybody. God bless everybody and there this morning. Even the ones that don't believe, I'm going to say, God bless you. I'm sorry. That's who I am. Till we meet again, we'll see you tomorrow morning. Same bat time, same bat channel, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like, subscribe, and share to the page. Continue listening to the show. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Until baby Friday, see you then. You're not going to be on with us tomorrow? You can't be doing that now. You got to be with us. All right, guys. Oh, you call Thursday baby. Okay, until baby and Friday. All right. All right. Is it Friday Eve? We'll see you guys tomorrow, Pepper. I almost said everybody's name that was in all morning. If I didn't, I apologize. We're getting ready to get out of here. Thought the doc was coming in. He's supposed to be back in. Wow.